Park, Arkansas is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, a Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal.
Call or text today at 479-719-5605.
That's a Cut Above, 719-5605.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Big game tonight with playoff implications, Clay. Boise State is visiting UNLV.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear what he called me? You called me Clay.
What I was hearing was like Clay stuff, you know?
I
It
understand.
sounded like what I would hear from
I know,
Clay.
it got a little dry.
When you went Facebook, I went Clay.
I know, I understand that.
And I look at you as slightly younger than Clay, but when you start talking Facebook,
I'm
you
a
just
lot
kind of
younger than
fall into the same
Clay.
category.
Well,
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you
bro.
believe we're doing this?
This brings
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I do this every 4 years. I spend the day thinking, man, I'm going to kick back tonight, order a pizza, watch the presidential returns. And so I did. I ordered a pizza. I ordered a pizza. I sat down. I was going to watch the election returns. 9 o'clock, I'm sound asleep. 3 o'clock, I wake up and it's over.
Did you eat the pizza, or did you set it on the counter and then wake up later?
I ate part of the pizza. I got the college football playoff rankings. You know, I glanced at those, formed a couple of opinions for the show this morning, and thought, well, came up with a couple of ideas, and thought, well, I'm going to watch the election returns, and then I wake. So I've been up since 3.
What you hear right there, folks, is Chuck's show prep.
That's
on
exactly
the regular.
right. That's exactly right.
I sat in the recliner. I formed a couple of opinions.
That's exactly
fell
right.
asleep.
Hashed together a few raw facts, and bang, we're ready.
Shared.
And but I just missed the whole show last night. It's the bottom line.
Well, I mean, it's
alcohol
pretty
sales
much,
passed on Sunday in Fayetteville.
it's by a landslide.
By a landslide.
And once again, we got a runoff for mayor and city council. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh we can't agree on things in Fayetteville.
Well,
issue 2 was 4.
did the 4s win? Or the
We're not
against
giving all the
win?
election results,
Nah.
but we got a couple here. I never even mentioned this, but when I went to vote early, you know how you push the screen and they give you those stylus things to like click the screen? They literally handed me a coffee stirrer and said, "These are working better."
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Same thing.
right.
Same thing happened to me.
And it's true. They do. They were great. So they had a whole thing of them there. Like, they didn't
Somebody
have
went to
coffee.
Sam's Club
Yeah.
and loaded
They're like,
up.
These, you might want to try this. These work better,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it took me back to the BlackBerry days when you had a stylus.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember those. You were cool if you had a stylus.
Oh, man,
You
the
looked like you
BlackBerry.
know what you were doing.
The BlackBerry.
I never had a BlackBerry. I was deprived.
So I got an alert on my phone while I was in here this morning. Like I didn't get one before then. I literally had to search this morning at about 4:30 what results were. And it took me a minute because there were no alerts on my phone or anything like that. And then finally I got an alert this morning that Donald Trump had won the election.
That's what I've heard as well.
Right. Was it official?
Well,
will it ever be official?
It is official. It is official. That's why I say I woke up at 3 o'clock and it was over.
It was over.
And so all the projections have been made by that point.
What the election reminds me of is what we do on this show on a regular basis. We talk emotion, reaction, fans, results. And there it was playing out in just everyday life in the form of politics last night. We had people that looked like Kentucky fans did after Leitner hit that shot in the Sweet 16. to beat Kentucky. That John Pelfrey was supposed to be guarding him on, but kind of just backed away. That's a vivid memory.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
What?
But we had people crying like Kentucky fans were then. Then we had people that just making a complete rear end of themselves on social media, And then we had the people that the whole world is over, and get your bread and milk. And kind
of like every Saturday in college football.
Every Saturday
in college football. When you win, it's like, we're going to the playoff. And when you lose, man, that hype train comes to a screeching halt.
Man, I know everybody's waiting to hear what the college football rankings were. No, honestly, you probably forgot they even came out last night. But they came out, and this is going to be...
It wasn't the big story last night. It was a big story, but not the story.
It's going to be fascinating, though, because you can be in the top 12 and not be in the playoff. And I don't know if people fully realize this. And there are going to be several games down the stretch here that just have massive implications. And this thing's somewhat unpredictable right now. I'm reading these things like ESPN.com, power rankings, and all this. Like everybody puts percentages on things now. Like what is that called in game? Like the percentage chance to win the game. Is there like a
FPI?
Yeah, but I mean, like in game, the win probability
Next gen
has just gone up to 98%.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I see that, and I think, yeah, but if they throw a pick six on the next play, it completely changes.
You're right.
So there's all these percentages on who's going to make the playoff, but we've already shown this season that college football is wildly unpredictable this year. Wildly unpredictable. How do you factor that into a percentage of a team that's going to make the playoff? Because we don't know what's happening, and if we knew every week what was going to happen, we'd all be killing it gambling. By the way, Bart, how are you on the locks? We didn't even get into this yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we had more important things to talk about. We did have our first losing week of the.
See, you can't
now,
mix
does losing
business
mean
and pleasure.
1 and 2 and 0 and 3?
1 and 2.
Okay.
As
1
you
and 2.
should know by now, even as unserious as a job that this can be, you can't mix business with pleasure.
That's right.
And Bart's Locks is business, and Taylor Swift is pleasure.
That's right.
And when you go Taylor Swift and you try to do the
Well,
locks,
I feel-
and you make a video from a janitor's closet in a hotel
Yeah, it was an Airbnb,
and send
but-
it to us, and then we disseminate that on the air. I don't know why we thought it'd be the same old thing.
If you hadn't gone, you'd have gone 3 and 0.
Or at least 2 and 1.
Look, I'll own that, and I'll take the arrow in the forehead, so to speak. And,
An old Petrino reference.
And
you got to take.
I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have handed
He's
out
right.
picks last week. That's the bottom line. Because my mind and my heart weren't fully in it.
Well,
and
here's what happened, and it happens to a lot of people in sports,
just
Chuck, and in life,
way it
really.
was.
Bart got to a point where he was really feeling himself. You know what I mean? He had his own. He built his own graphic. He's got his own brand. He went
Hit
out,
a couple
and
of
started,
threes, thought he was the man.
Right. Heat
Yeah.
check, doing the low man thing with his hand, and it gets you when it gets you. It's going to catch up with you when it catches up with you, and that's what happened.
Sometimes you feel it a little too much.
Humbled?
Yeah. Well, we're going to go back to the lab this week.
Yeah. Not good news for the show. That means the show prep will suffer while Bart digs into the lab to see if he can come up with another flipping lock.
Is there any line in sports that is more eye-rolling than when someone says, we're going to get back in the lab? It's like, are you kidding me?
We're going to go back to work.
Get real.
Yeah.
We're
going to get better. We got to get better.
I hear
that.
that.
Go back to work.
It's that way in baseball and pitching. Oh, we're gonna get in that pitching lab. It's like, give me a break. Stop taking yourself so seriously. It's baseball, man.
I
It's
mean,
sport.
it is a lab.
Yeah, but
tell Matt Hobbs it's not.
That is a very liberal use of the term.
It
right?
is. Matt Hobbs actually has a lab.
I understand.
And he is actually a
I
scientist.
understand all that.
If Matt Hobbs wasn't the pitching coach at Arkansas, he would work for NASA.
I'm a Matt Hobbs fan. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't talking about
he's
Matt
different.
Hobbs.
No, he's different.
His results
got the
speak
lab
for themselves.
coat. He's got a lab coat,
I'm
I'm sure of it.
saying, I hear I'm going to get back in the lab. It's like, no, you're not. You're going back to practice.
Right.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. You're going to get your butt chewed out, and you're going to go back to practice.
It would be nice if we could have lab rats and figure out like what's going on with teams. Let's just run them through the rats and see what's going on. But no, we don't have Bart as a winning locker anymore.
But it's a nice tattoo.
Jonathan Stone. I'm going back to Jonathan Stone with Stone Cold Locks.
I wouldn't if I were you.
So what's your overall record now?
I believe that takes us to 18-9 on the year.
18-9. So a quick question.
9 locks.
Listen,
in fact, we're
this
not
is the
locked.
last day that I want to come in here and see Edward without a microphone. I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if we need to get him a headset.
We have equipment coming in
tomorrow. Do we need to get him a megaphone, which actually would work great? Like megaphone's fine. But because I can't go around the room and take a vote like I want to right now because everybody's about voting and all that, at least for one more day. So I want to vote. How close is Bart going to be to 500 by the end of the year or have a losing record? I mean, we're running out of time. Is this going through the regular season or is this ongoing? Are you going to all sports?
Yeah, this will be ongoing.
From now till the summer, basically.
It's a 50-week deal.
Oh,
well,
really?
yeah. Well, we might we'll sprinkle.
Or is it going to be 52 weeks for you? You're still sending locks out on Christmas.
You can have XFL picks
52
later.
for Bart.
Okay. We'll change the format a little bit because college basketball games happen throughout the week, So we're not. It won't be a Friday. What?
Jeff from Fort Smith, has Bart lost the locker room?
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. That's funny.
We're teetering.
That's a good one.
We're teetering. We're over there, and you still have our eyes, but we're kind of rolling them a little bit.
Once you lose the locker room, Bart, it's over, man.
Yeah.
You never get it back.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's an elimination game this weekend for the college football playoff.
LSU, Alabama.
Yeah.
Georgia, Ole Miss.
That's an elimination game for Ole Miss. I mean, every game Ole Miss plays
playoffs
is an elimination
now.
game.
If you're in the SEC or the Big Ten, you're in a playoff game pretty much every time you play if you're in that group, particularly if you're in the group with 2 losses.
How about Oklahoma State? Are they still in the mix?
They're in the hunt.
Were they in the rankings last night?
They were not.
They're going to need a little help, but if they can back into that Big 12 championship game, they could. They still got a shot. Still got a shot.
Bobby Bones on line 3 to talk about it. So college football rankings: Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Miami 4. Can we just stop right there? We have a problem with the top 4 rankings. I know it doesn't matter today.
I do.
Okay.
I don't think Ohio State's the second best team.
Do you think Oregon's the best team?
Well, I mean, based on the fact they're undefeated, and I think they're better than Miami, I would put them number 1. I'd put Georgia number 2. I think after that, you could. Start pulling them out of a hat.
I'd probably put Texas number 3 if I'm being honest.
Maybe.
Texas is 5.
I have not been sold on Miami all year, although I look down at their 9-0, which pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah.
But I've never watched Miami and thought that's a team that could win it all. I don't think that when I watch them play.
No, because they every game they play is a close game.
And
they haven't played anybody good.
First of all, do we feel like
Oregon
that about
and Georgia?
Anybody, but do we feel like this about anybody? Like they're going to win it all? Do you feel that way about anybody right now?
No, I think they're like 10 teams that you could say that about.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at the bracket, and here's the thing people have to remember: 1 through 12 in the playoff standings and the rankings, that's not seeding. That's not seeding. It's just you're in that group. For example, if it ended now, BYU would be the 4 seed because they would have won the Big 12. So, and that's something I think to consider as well, the format of the playoff. And you do have to understand that the rankings are not seeding, although they probably should be.
We don't have a full grasp of this.
No, we don't.
We don't. So you could be theoretically in the top 12 and not be in the playoff in these college football rankings.
If there's an upset, if there's an upset in a conference championship game, yeah, you could.
Like UNLV can still make the playoff, and they're not even in the top 25 of the rankings. Like they go win their conference.
Does their conference get an automatic bid?
Well, no.
They'd have to be the highest ranked
highest
group
ranked
of 5.
Group of 5, but they're going to jump
I don't
up.
think that's going to happen for them. I don't think that's.
Let me finish out the top
SMU's
12.
got the bullet by them right now, I think.
So it's Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, Miami in the top 4.
Of course, they're in the Big 12 now. What am I saying?
ACC.
ACC. I'm sorry.
How do you know?
How do you keep track?
I'm sorry.
How do you keep track?
Hey,
I get my conferences mixed up.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I a couple of weeks ago was looking for a score. I don't remember which team it was. And you know how you go to the top 25 like on ESPN.com, but if they're not in the top 25 and you're really in a hurry to try to find
You
a
go to
score,
the conference.
go to the
Right.
conference. I was like 0 for 3.
I know.
Where are these people?
What
It's
conference
true.
are they
It's
in
true.
there?
Are they?
I mean, I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. So it's been a crazy year. It's going to continue to be. Texas 5, Penn State 6, Tennessee 7, Indiana 8, BYU 9, Notre Dame, Alabama, Boise State is at 12. SMU is at 13, Texas A&M 14, LSU 15, then Ole Miss 16, Iowa State, Pitt, Kansas State, Colorado, Washington State, Louisville 22, Clemson, Missouri, and Army. Is Army one of the top 25 teams in college football?
They might be.
Oh, come on.
Army's pretty good, man.
What, are you knocking Army?
They're pretty good.
No, I'm just saying.
If they,
I'm just saying.
Like I would argue that if Army wins the American, they go undefeated.
Army
they win the
Vanderbilt on a
American.
neutral field. Who you taking?
First
Army
team.
Mississippi State on a neutral field.
Army.
I'd take Army.
I had to go to Mississippi State to get you to not think about it.
Well, I mean, look, it is what it is.
Army Auburn.
I'd take Army.
Close game.
I'd take Army.
Close game.
Army would be favored.
I'd
Army,
take
Arkansas.
Auburn. I'd take Auburn
I would
over
too.
Army.
Come on.
I'd
man.
take
Come
Auburn
on, they're not a
over
top
Army.
25 team.
Hey, one thing.
But they might get in the playoff.
But it's American.
They're not
all
getting
get
in
out.
the
I
playoff.
appreciate that.
They're not getting in
If
the playoff.
if they go undefeated, Chuck, and win the
Hey, you know what?
win the
Never
American.
mind. Never mind.
Here's
I'm a proud American. Army deserves to be
Well,
there.
here's the thing about the playoff. And I'm kind of looking at this like everybody else. You know, it's sort of real time. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be like that. Ohio State, the fact that they're ranked number 2, it doesn't even matter. Because Oregon is number 1. If they win the Big Ten, they're getting the Big Ten bye. Ohio State's going to be the number 5 seed, and they're going to have to play the number 12 seed in the first round game. So it just shows you that these rankings, they're interesting, they're fun to look at, but in terms of the bracketing, it's not the end all be all.
No. So for example, you mentioned BYU. They're the 4th seed, but they're 9th in the rankings. Indiana is 9th in the 9th seed in the playoff. They're 8th in the rankings. So if it started today, Boise, Ohio State, the 5 would host Boise, the 12. Tennessee, the 8 would host Indiana, the 9. Texas, the 6 would host Alabama, the 11. And 7, Penn State would host number 10, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's lost to Northern Illinois. Please.
So that'd
They
be
do
the
not
opening
belong
round
in that group.
of the playoffs. And then the byes would be BYU, Oregon, Miami, and Georgia. So there you go. We got to take a break. But it's confusing.
It's becoming clearer, though. It is. It's becoming clearer that the rankings, as interesting as they are, you gotta understand that's not the way the bracket's going to look when they start.
More clear or less clear than issue 2. 877-377.
I don't know about that one now.
6963. Good morning. Decision 2024. You're waking up. It's Wednesday, and the sun is still going to come up. I'm quite certain. We've checked the radar. Good morning.
Good morning, Hog Country. I travel with my work, so I'm on the road a lot. So you guys are on my station.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When I go out to eat, I want something fresh. I don't want something that's been sitting in a freezer or processed. When I go to Lily Sandwich Shop, I am satisfied to the max. That's because Josefa makes everything fresh and uses that River Valley farm fresh produce during our long growing season. Stop by Lily Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District and become another satisfied customer. The sandwiches speak for themselves.
My name is Lily. My Papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily Sandwich Shop. Come by and see them at the Bakery District today.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with Always On Energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Here's my question about Eddie's calls. Is anybody else up? Or do they wake up to Eddie screaming in the living room? How would you like to wake up like that?
I felt like I had gas filled up, baby.
What happens like when relatives come over and stay the night? Like, hey, we're from out of town, and all you hear is him like, and then I went to this song.
So I cranked up this song. Woo!
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, Eddie's teetering on the brink this week. I've heard a few of his calls this week.
Well,
he's gone right to the edge.
We're talking about elimination games, that are about to be played in the regular season. Alabama, LSU may be one of them this weekend.
Oh, it is one of them.
Eddie's playing an elimination game with himself every week. He's like, do I stay in or do I just bail on the season?
Should I stay or should I go now?
Yeah, right. He's going to I think Chris Stapleton's song comes to mind. I think you should leave. Is that what it is? I think you should leave.
Is that the name of it, Bart?
Yeah, I think so.
Bart's our pop culture guy. Let's go to the pop culture room.
Yeah, Bart, what was your takeaway from the playoff?
Yeah, what did you think?
or the election. I don't care.
Yeah.
Either way.
What are your thoughts, Bart?
Let's
What are your
stick
thoughts?
to the
82% alcohol sales have passed in Fayetteville.
Great.
Should we say that?
Great.
Should we say that
82%.
Sunday out?
82% of the vote.
Well, every
Fayetteville
poll,
wants to
every
drink,
poll
Chuck.
I saw had it at 50-50.
Fayetteville wants to go
then
to
it's a landslide.
Fayetteville wants to go to church in the morning and drink in the afternoon on Sundays.
Yeah, whatever.
As any, well,
Bart said that's just American.
Yeah,
That's what Bart said.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The American is having a hot dog on July 4th.
For
right.
certain denominations, that's okay. For certain denominations,
That's
it's not.
You said it more eloquently
That's
than
just
I was
how it
going
works.
to.
Gonna be
on
awkward.
Sunday.
Gonna be awkward on Sunday afternoon. Well, hello, Pastor.
In some churches, the wine's real, and in some churches, it's grape juice. That's just kind of how the world works.
82%. That's a landslide.
It is a landslide.
After failing previously, now it passes in a landslide victory.
So can we now just say Fayetteville's drunk?
Sure. Why
That's
not?
what the rest of the state can say.
Why not? Well, not
They probably
not the
already
rest of
do.
Well, how many years do we have left of dry counties in Arkansas?
No.
That's another.
That's
Careful. We're off the. We're off the.
All
So the
right,
college
we're
football
in the
playoff
ditch.
rankings.
Hey,
We're in the ditch.
I know last night was big. Let's not get carried away.
By
yet.
the way, before we get to Bart's takeaways, it's foggy outside. I just
Very,
if you're
very,
headed out,
very foggy.
you're going to walk
In
outside. You're
Fayetteville,
going to go,
anyway.
whoa, hey, it's foggy.
Yeah. Give yourself an
An extra couple of minutes to back out of the driveway.
Yeah, once you get out of the driveway.
Yeah, once you get out of the driveway,
hammer
you're
it.
fine. But man, I had some near misses getting out of the driveway this morning.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Bart Pullman now in the college football playoff analysis room.
Yeah, I think the Big Ten is probably getting a little too much love. It was one of my initial takeaways.
I'm with you.
Oregon 1, Ohio State
That's
2,
ridiculous.
Penn State 6, Indiana 8. Look, Indiana is the best story
It's a feel-good
in college
story,
football
and they're a
this
good
year.
team.
And
They're
they are
good.
a very good
They
team.
may win that conference.
They have not played a soul.
Yeah.
Like they have not played a single team that is worth anything this year. And so like yeah, they're like I just how are they?
Why?
I got derailed.
I got something to say,
I got
man.
derailed.
His hands are
I got
flying.
derailed.
He just
I've
threw his
completely
papers down.
You
lost
guys
track
shut
of
up.
my
I got something to
point.
say.
You hit a button. What is it? You push the button. The toy is moving. The Hulkamania
point is
action
completely
figure
gone.
is going.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, what? Continue, Bart.
Well, I don't know what I was going to say anymore.
Well,
No.
you all the Big Ten love and
Yeah, it's too
Indiana
much. I
hadn't
mean,
played anybody.
they have.
They're going to play Ohio
Well,
State.
I know what I was going to say now. It's all coming back to me. When I was reading
All right,
the college
Celine.
football standings, there was some ESPN guy who had written an article about it. He was, of course, you got to write the article about who got screwed. So he's got the article going about who got screwed, and it was just analytics. That's all it was. I mean, it was like listening to a baseball guy talk about analytics. And I got to tell you that sort of bothered me, because if you don't know enough about it to watch it and know, and talk to people who are involved in it and know, I'm not sure you really ought to be selecting the teams that are going to play for the biggest prize in college football. Doesn't mean you're not a great person. Doesn't mean you're not well qualified for what you do. Does not make you a bad person. But it does, in my opinion, if you don't have, if you've got to rely on just this minutia, all this data, then you probably don't belong on the committee in the first place.
You know, I don't know how this happened, but that all reminded me of Nancy Grace.
I don't care. Those are fighting words.
Nancy
my God.
Grace,
Those are
like
fighting
just
words.
rolling all this minutia.
Nudo?
That's a good word. Don't get bogged down in the minutia.
It is a good word.
That's
All right.
what happens. You get bogged down in the minutia.
Bart continues with his college football
sorry,
playoff rankings analysis.
So some interesting things to keep an eye on. I think the ACC is wide open. You know, one of those 4 first-round buys. We'll see. I mean, Miami is a very beatable team. SMU is in the mix. Clemson could still win the ACC. and get a first-round bye. They're 23rd right now. Louisville, 22nd. So that's like that league is going to get a first-round bye, and they really don't deserve it, I don't think, unless Miami goes undefeated. The other thing to keep an eye on, Colorado, it kind of a wild card. They're still in the mix for the college football playoff. And I don't think anybody's really talking about that. And that would just be an incredible turnaround from where they were last year in year one under Deion Sanders to where they are now.
See, that
kind of be validating.
Colorado's fun to watch, and it's a great story. But, guys, you put Colorado in the SEC or the Big Ten, and, I mean, they're bottom third. They're bottom third. They don't even compete.
Well, we saw what they were in the Pac-12. And the Pac-12 doesn't even exist anymore.
I pull for them. I'm not anti-Deion. I actually like Deion. And Augusta's out there now. I've watched him play a good bit. I'm not against him. But that's a bottom half team in the SEC or the Big Ten. The idea that they're a legitimate playoff contender. I mean, they've got 2 losses. Ole Miss has 2 losses. If they were to play, Ole Miss would be a 2-touchdown favorite. And rightly so. And same for a lot of these other 2-loss SEC teams, or any 2-loss team in the Big Ten. If the system's set up to where teams that are like the 25th or 30th best team in America still have a chance to back their way into a 12-team playoff, it's a bad setup.
Well, it is set up that way.
I mean, put the 12 best teams in the playoff and let's go.
There's so much to get into here. I have 2 follow-up questions for Bart. We don't have time. I'll have to do it next. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Wednesday morning. The decisions have been made.
I think America's got a hangover this morning, man. I just think America's coming to right now.
It's foggy outside. It's not your hangover. It's actually foggy. And 82% of people said, you know what? We want liquor sales in Fayetteville on Sunday.
This Sunday. By God, we want it this Sunday.
6:33. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations, Coach.
I made some good calls today.
You sure did. You sure did.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins. Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor.
All of it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, A Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, A Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal.
Call or text today at 479-719-5605.
That's A Cut Above, 719-5605.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure to get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center, 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics. 16 years in the industry. How do people see what you've made over the years, Cecil?
Google, Yahoo it, or Bing it. Jazzco Graphic Design, JAAZCO, Monday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes I'm here after. So if that open sign is on, I'm here. Y'all come on in. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
People who act like they're doing you a favor by being there, those things generally don't work out. What are you laughing about?
I was just thinking about how you come in here every day.
Oh, don't give me that now. Don't give me that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
6:38. It's foggy. It's
6:38
chilly. Yeah. We got the clock fixed in here because
it's getting away from us.
I'm like Ron Burgundy, and I just read what's there.
I can't see it through that fancy
yesterday
camera.
I had us an hour ahead, and people were letting me know about it, which I appreciate because I don't want anybody thinking we're back to an hour ahead. It's 45. It's foggy. It's a high of 70 today. That's your weather.
Chilly.
Be careful. Be
I
careful.
turned the heater on last night.
Here's
You
my.
guys do that? You guys turned the heater on yet?
Wow. No.
I did.
Now, I like it cold, man.
I know.
He says I feel it in here every morning.
I know it's freezing in here.
Okay, here's a couple follow-up questions on the college football playoff rankings real quick, and this is for Arkansas fans. Do we want to adopt some teams?
What are you talking about?
Like teams to root for.
I did not expect to hear that.
As things develop down the stretch here, do you want to adopt a team like SMU? Like, you know, you got some Arkansas connections. You got Barry Odom at UNLV.
The Angel Tree.
Well,
college football. Angel
BYU's
Tree.
my foster team.
Oh,
man.
come on, Chuck.
And
We all know the humanitarian you are, the philanthropist you are. I saw your name on a highway just the other day, adopted by Chuck Barrett.
That's right.
This highway adopted by Chuck Barrett. And then I saw you in an orange jumpsuit picking up trash right next to the sign.
Right. A bunch of Tennessee
So
football.
seriously, do we want to like pick a team to root for? That's not your own team.
I got to find one on here.
Like SMU's right
live
there. SMU's kind of a little bit of a dark horse contender. You can kind of just kind of changes. And then the other
still
thing,
remember the old days. I can't pull for SMU.
Okay. Well, the other thing is, my other question is Texas A&M Texas an elimination game in the final game of the season. Now, I realize we don't know yet but let's just say Texas is undefeated.
Yes.
From here to there. They've got one loss.
It's an elimination game.
And then they play A&M in the finale. If A&M wins the game, is Texas out of the playoff? So this would be a reverse of what I just asked. We already have a team that we've adopted to root against. That would be Texas. Like, this is what rivals do. We don't really have rivals, like true rivalries.
Oh, I want Texas to lose. I mean, every time
that's
they
as
play.
close as we have. But if you're an Auburn fan, not only do you root for Auburn, you watch Alabama and openly root against them, and it sometimes gives you greater pleasure than if your own team won.
Kind of like a Kentucky basketball fan watching Arkansas basketball this
Oh,
year.
my gosh, the jilted lover thing.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Chuck talked about the Kentucky fans being jilted lovers about Cal, and they're obsessed with them. And somebody wrote a whole article on Chuck's comments yesterday.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah. I
Who?
sent it in the group. I'm glad you read this.
Really? I didn't see
Did
it.
anybody else have Chuck
was
not
election
reading?
day. It was
Did anybody
election
else
day.
have Chuck not reading the things we sent in the group text? Anybody else did you have that on your
didn't
bingo
see
card? Chuck doesn't read these. Now we know.
Generally, I do read them, or at least give them a little more than a casual.
So when
glance.
we started the show together, Chuck, I put you on my Google alerts, and your name popped, and so I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
So now every time your name pops up, I know what's going on. I know who's talking about you. I know who's writing
Really?
about you. Yeah, you can do that.
I didn't. I had
Somebody
no
teach-
idea.
Hey, teach Chuck how to Google himself.
I don't want to read that.
I looked at your net worth the other day. It was wild.
Oh, it's bad.
I had no idea you had a yacht in Destin.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's wild. There's some other stuff in there we're not going to get into today. But do we want to adopt a team? And obviously you're rooting against Texas. Is there anybody else you want to root against the rest of the way in the playoff? Just food for thought.
I root against Ohio State.
Yeah, as a general rule.
Yeah, I root against the Big Ten just as a personal philosophy.
I think. I do. Well, look, it's going to be.
I'm going BYU. I'm going Brigham Young University.
You want to adopt the Mormons?
They were so nice. They were nice
they are
people
nice.
when we were out
They are
there.
nice.
They were out. I'm pulling for them.
Chuck has adopted the Mormons.
I have adopted the Mormon team.
I'll take SMU. I've known Rhett since he was a high school quarterback at Shiloh. Who you want to take anybody, Bart?
Well,
Edward, I'd ask Edward, but he didn't have a microphone.
I think it's got to be Indiana.
Shout, Edward, if you have a team.
Taking Indiana.
Taking Coach Sig.
I'm not going to root against that.
Yeah, it's a great story.
I'll take.
All right, Bart's got Indiana. I got
so
BYU.
you want to see Indiana obviously beat Ohio State
more than anything.
Oh, I'm for that.
We all want to see Texas A&M.
We're
beat
all
Texas.
Hoosier fans that day.
We all want to see A&M beat
We are
Texas.
all Hoosiers.
We're all Aggies that day.
And we are a weird conference. Like, we do root for other teams in this league. A lot of
I'm
conferences
getting away from that.
aren't really
I
like
think,
that.
yeah, I think this.
Well, no, you're not. You were just talking about it a moment ago about how the SEC, even as popular as it is nationally among college football fans in terms of the respect, except for Danny Cannell, on understanding how difficult this league is, you were just saying that they're not getting the respect they deserve because playing
but I
this
can
schedule.
still root against them and hate them. I can still say, the conference is not getting the respect
But
it
when
gets.
you do that, the conference takes a hit.
No, because you got one conference team playing another conference team. Like, for example, these elimination games this weekend. I mean, there's a team out there you can root against. You can root for the other SEC team in that game. And I do that.
Let's ask the question right now. If 4 teams don't make the college football playoff from the SEC, is it a legitimate playoff?
Depends on what the Big Ten does. The Big Ten gets 4 and the SEC gets 3. It's rigged. It's not a legitimate playoff. It's true.
I think 4 is. I think you should start with 4 for the SEC. Like, it's just predetermined.
That's basically what they're trying to do. That's what this alliance between the SEC and the Big Ten is all about. He's guaranteeing that both of them get 4 teams in. And I'm not saying they don't deserve that.
It's 6:45. Now's a good time to mention that Arkansas opens basketball season tonight
They
against
do.
Lipscomb. A very good Lipscomb team.
Better come ready to play.
This is not going to be a blowout.
Basketball's so weird. I mean, you watch the scores, and anybody can beat anybody because everybody's got 1 or 2 guys that can go off. And if they have a night and you're not playing well and all of a sudden you can't stop the ball, I mean, you can get beat.
I'm ready to see Arkansas healthy.
Sounds like they're closer. I'll be interested to see when Adu plays.
I'm interested to see Adu play. I'm interested to see Nelly, Davis, the FAU, standout player everybody saw a year ago. Ready to see him healthy.
I'll tell you, I thought played well the other night was Billy Richmond. He came off, hard cuts to the basket. I wonder what we're going to see in that regard moving forward, too.
877-377-6963. Bart, what do you have?
Just real quick, Arkansas 14.5-point favorite tonight against
I think it's a tough cover.
Grammatically incorrect Bisons.
It's a tough cover. That's another
Bisons
thing.
with an S.
That's another thing. How do you have an S on your mascot? On a word that is unplural.
Well, the plural is the same as the singular.
Okay, a word that doesn't have an S on the end. They added one. They added one.
There are multiple.
There are multiple schools that have the S on there.
You're an education facility.
Yeah.
Is Harding the
Of higher
Bison or
learning.
the Bisons?
They are the Bison.
Bison without an S.
I believe that to be true.
Is anybody else arrogant enough to add an S to their name when it's grammatically incorrect? Is that the only mascot that's grammatically incorrect?
They are the Harding Bisons.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So that's an
Honestly
issue.
thought
That's an
that.
issue in our state. We're
going-
gonna have to get that taken care of.
How do they like this? Listen, this is way above us. Like the .edu people are not upset about this.
That's what I'm wondering. Like,
wow,
what's going on?
Who knew? Man, well, I don't want to get involved.
They didn't consult the English department. They didn't consult.
I don't want to get involved.
The head of the
Clearly
English
not.
department resigned over the choice of Bisons.
I do not want to get involved in this email chain. I don't want to even be a part of it.
I don't either.
It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Glad you're here. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one razorback. Not but one.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA, there's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
We want to make sure that you can read some ludicrous lyrics on his 47th birthday today.
I can do that one. Roll out, roll out. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Ty Richardson, we're live here at First Financial Mortgage. I'm here with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan, I know I probably texted you 100 times during this process, man. I didn't know what I was doing. Luckily, you did.
Yeah, Ty. It was always great working with you. Glad we could help you get closed. A good loan officer is someone who can answer questions after hours, before hours, and be available when you're needed. We get pre-qualifications in, get buyers pre-qualified so they can search for homes and get them closed quick. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Lindsay, what's going on this month?
We have the new Kawasaki Ridge side-by-sides in stock. Most of them have a full cab with heat and air. They have a 1000cc inline 4-cylinder engine. We also have new Kawasaki Brute Force 450s and 750s in stock. And we are stocked up for dirt bikes and ATVs for the holiday season. Come by and see us or visit WheelerPowersports.com.
Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
See, I've got this image of Clay in the fly shop by himself with a lot to say and nobody to talk to. And that and that
the dog.
And he's got the dog.
Looks at me. She looks at me like, would you just shut up?
And so Clay starts just tweeting stuff out, and texting stuff out.
No, it's not tweeting.
All right,
there's
texting.
no
texting.
We need you on Twitter.
Texting and Facebook.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You're so right, Chuck, about
It's true,
the
though.
Sunday alcohol sales.
They want it now.
It's going to be somebody at Casey's, Come and Go, the Flash Market, Circle K, all the convenience stores. They're going to be in there in Fayetteville on Sunday, and he's going to be like, no, it's Sunday.
I saw it in the paper.
I saw it on Tuesday. We voted for it. Have you not read the paper? Give me a beer.
So you can buy
Give me a
on
beer.
Sunday now.
I don't have to go to Springdale anymore.
82% does qualify as a landslide, man. I mean, you can't get 82% of people to agree on anything.
Some of these people are really going to have to change their habits. They're just used to that drive north on Sunday.
That's right. That's right.
877.
What is the state line store up there at the Missouri line?
Oh, yeah, Macadoodles.
They're
Yeah.
to panic.
Yeah.
They threw a lot of money into not having Sunday
Right.
liquor sale. I don't know if they did or not.
Right. Well, there's.
I'm making a joke.
Well,
well, you got to qualify everything right now, man. It's the day after. You don't really know what's going to happen.
did y'all see Mike Gundy's apology? Speaking of which,
His non-apology.
yeah, I'm sorry to those who were offended by my comments. I think I got it right.
That's become the
I'm not
modern
sorry
day
I
apology.
said it. I'm sorry that you were offended by it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still a great quote.
Try that one at home. Hey, honey, if I offended you in any way, I'm really sorry. And I'm sorry if, when I said that, you were, if you were offended. I
Yeah.
want you to know that was not my intention.
Yeah, the next thing you'll be saying
See how that flies.
Yeah, the next thing you'll be saying is this.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, say that. I'm sorry that you were offended by what I said. Here's Gundy, and what he apologized for.
And in most cases, the people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their own family.
They don't
They're
pay.
not taking care of their own job, but they have an obligation to speak out and complain about others because it makes them feel better. But then in the end, when they go to bed at night, they're the same failure that they were before they said anything negative about anybody else.
I'm not sorry.
If anyone was offended by that, if you're among those who don't pay your bills and don't bathe every day and aren't clean and are part of the great unwashed, if I offended you in any way, man, I'm really sorry. It's not my intention.
but you still don't pay your bills.
That's right. You're still a loser. That's basically what he was saying.
100%.
That's I mean,
100%.
Just come out and say it.
And he said it was not my intent to offend you.
Oh, sure it was. It was his intent to cut you down to about an inch. That was his intention.
877-377-6963.
But it's still funny.
Arkansas opens the basketball season tonight at 7 o'clock against Lipscomb. It's on the Watch ESPN app, and Chuck will have the call. Coming up on 7 o'clock. Good morning.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweating 'em Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatingthemcosmetic.com and click on the Sweating 'em Edge.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
We are possibly entering what could be a golden age in Razorback athletics.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky today. A high this afternoon, mid-60s north, low 70s south. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight. Could see a few showers as we hit through the overnight across the south. Overnight lows, upper 40s north, mid-50s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. Here at ESPN Arkansas, we rely on Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on the radio station when we're not here. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your stuff. Guardtronic, license E50.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99.
Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We are live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, and thank God for Gail Rainwater. Gail, I've got my sister's wedding. She's approved one of the suits you picked out for me. Man, I really appreciate all you've done for me these last couple of years, because I've been to like 40-some-odd weddings.
Glad that she approved it. We always get you looking sharp. I know you get a lot of compliments on everything. We appreciate it.
When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you.
Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
We're running out of time for the fall foliage.
The fall what?
Foliage.
Okay. Is it foliage or foliage?
It's foliage.
Foliage.
It's 3 syllables.
Foliage.
Foliage.
like poinsettia.
Foliage. It's foliage.
Foliage.
It's foliation.
Foliage.
Foliation.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to Save Sports Radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you
Bo.
believe we're doing this?
This brings
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio show.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I hear that clip and I think, man, there's not any scholars in this group, man.
We really cleared it up, too, didn't we?
Yeah, we really did. Yeah.
If we got it right at any point, by the end of it, you weren't sure what right was. it was. We got there for a second, and then we muddied it up again, which is what we're really good at.
It's one of those magic moments.
877-377-6963. I want to get into some coaching stuff. You know, we talked about the election. We've talked about the college football playoff, the teams, adopting teams, rooting against teams that are fighting for a college football playoff. And Mac Brown said something yesterday on SiriusXM College Sports Channel about the state of college football. And it got my attention. And I think it relates to some of what's happening here. Sam Pittman, from day one of the offseason, really going back to last year, throughout the entire offseason and throughout this season, has been under fire. And some people have made up their mind that he shouldn't be the coach here. And come hell or high water, damn the results, it doesn't matter, it's still going to hold true. Then when you get a result that backs up that opinion, you pile on. And that's what's been happening this season. So here Arkansas is 5-4, 3 games left, 3-3 in the SEC, a chance to finish above 500 in the SEC, certainly a chance to have a better year than you had last year, to show a positive trajectory with the program. Had an embarrassing loss on Saturday, and we're back to this whole thing about like, oh, you got to change the coach. What people have yet to give me or us on this show is what you want to do, what you need, who the next person's going to be, why that's going to work. As we talked about yesterday, Pittman's the 3rd best coach Arkansas has had since joining the SEC. Some people say, oh, yeah, you don't tell us. We can't be better. We don't deserve more. We're not saying that. We're just giving you the historical data that matters at every program in the country. When you decide as a boss whether you're going to keep someone, realistic is something that should be a part of the equation. If you're trying to hire somebody and ask them to do things that have never been done there before and then hold them to that standard, that's not a very realistic standard. So Mack Brown kind of got into a little bit of this yesterday about the state of college football. And I thought, here's a guy that's been coaching for a long time. He's seen a lot of things. He's also been on ESPN as a commentator. So he understands how to disseminate information. And here's what Mack Brown said about the state of college football.
I used to think we were the NFL because there's no more amateurism. We're really not. We're pro baseball because whoever's got the most money can buy the best players. So that has to be taken care of, number one, in my estimation. But number two, transfer portal, you never know who you're playing against. So the preseason rankings are out the door because we don't even know who we're playing against. So the media sure doesn't know who's going to pop up, especially if you get the right quarterback and he stays healthy, because this is a quarterback-driven game more than ever before. And then thirdly, there's more distractions for these coaches and players than ever before. Social media is a buzz. They want somebody fired after every game. I mean, it's not, and everybody that loses, they want them fired. And then they usually have a buyout that's too big to fire them, so they just want to be miserable. And then the second thing is the players have agents. Agents are talking to them about transferring every week. There's third parties more involved now than ever before. There's distractions for parents. You've got NIL distractions. I'm not making enough money. What are you going to pay me to stay? I'm going to threaten to leave if you don't give me more money. And then you've got social media where people are talking about players being better than they probably are on certain weekends, and then go to that from there to they should be cut off the team because they're awful the next weekend. So along with all the distractions that you two and I had with a girlfriend, with school, with parents, with life, these young people have so many more distractions. I think that's why we're seeing such inconsistent play on the weekends.
And unpredictable results.
You know, he said something right there at the end that, to me, of all the things he said, is what we see on the weekend sometimes without realizing it. I don't know that I understood, honestly, until I was more exposed to it. How many of these kids, the NIL money is what supports their entire family. Now, some of them are going out and buying a new truck. Some of them are going out and buying more jewelry than they need. Some of them are. But a lot of these kids are going to school, trying to, deal with whatever that brings. You got a private life, you got a girlfriend, you got a family, you got a mama, you got a dad, and the money that you're bringing in is what's supporting all of that. And all of a sudden, for some of these kids, and it's just the truth, they've become the breadwinner in the family. Now, those of you who are the breadwinners in your family, men or women, think about all the things that cross through your mind during the course of a day that sometimes affect you, but most of the time affect others. When you are the head of the household, when you are the breadwinner, your responsibilities, for example, go way beyond your job. You have responsibilities literally every minute of the day. And that's what a lot of these kids, that's the position they find themselves in. And I do think that's why performance varies wildly. It's why it is harder to keep your finger on the pulse of a locker room if you're a coach than ever before. I would say it's impossible. I would say when you ask a coach to do that now, you are asking him to pull off the impossible. And you are going to see, as he was saying, because of all these factors, and because it's going to be so hard to, run the locker room, so to speak, we are going to have a game where, generally speaking, the team who's able to go out and buy the best players, those are the teams that are generally going to be there toward the top. There are going to be exceptions, and we're going to pull for them. We're going to adopt them. They're going to be the teams we pull for. But by and large, those with the most are going to be playing for the most at the end of the year. And but I do think his point about how performance varies from week to week, I don't think the average person understands the pressure that has come with this money that a lot of these kids have. I'm not talking about all of them, but I do think it's far more than people believe.
Couldn't agree more.
I know it is, as a matter of fact.
It's stressful. And today's National Stress Awareness Day, by the way, so it's good timing.
The day after Election Day, it's National Stress Awareness Day.
Stress Awareness Day.
You need to be aware of your stress level today.
You hit on something that is important, I think, always to kind of understand the full picture, and that's what we all think about every day. But what you're doing, what you're going through, if things depend on you, at some point you end up feeling that. And you got to deal with those thoughts. And, we're a lot older in most cases than these players. And they're trying to do that while being put on stage and on social media for everybody to see it play out. And every week there's an avalanche of opinions on you and how you did. And that has to impact people. And we can say, like, the idea of saying stay off social media is a joke.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Like, maybe 1 out of every 100 players can do that. They can actually pull that off, but they live on their phones. Actually, when they have a moment to enjoy themselves, to relax, what do people do? There's so much entertainment on your phone. You're scrolling through there. You're not trying to see anything about yourself. And let's just be honest, you're checking your DMs to see if some girl said hi to you, and there's somebody telling you to go to hell. You suck. And you just thought, no, that's some girl wanted to say hi to you.
That's true. And there are, again, and look, that's
just real. I mean, it's just what happens.
That's a byproduct of all this, and it's been happening for a while. It's the money factor now, though. It's the pressures that come with all that, because sometimes when a guy goes in and asks for more money, you think about this from a breadwinner's perspective. You may know in your heart of hearts that, I don't know if I've really earned this raise, but my kid's sick, or we need this, or so and so's got to have a car, so and so can't pay this bill, and so these kids now, a lot of them are. They just find themselves in spots that they're not emotionally equipped to handle yet. That's just the truth.
I want to get into the coaching part of this when we come back. 877-377-6963. And I'll tease it with this. What do you say when somebody's critical to you about your football program? So you're an Arkansas fan, you're on the phone with somebody, or you're at a gathering, maybe you're out of state, maybe you're at an airport, and somebody starts talking negatively about Arkansas football. Do you defend it? What do you use? What do you try to say when you're defending it? And then another part of that is, if you're trying, let's say you were trying to hire a coach, what's your pitch to this coach? You just got a moment with some coach that you think would be great here. What do you tell them? What do you say in that moment? It's an unexpected encounter. There you are. And they go, well, why should I come to Arkansas? What do you tell them? 877-377-6963. Hey, I want to tell you about something that can really help you sleep better. A lack of sleep creates all kinds of health issues and ups our risk in all kinds of areas. And if you've got sleep apnea, you don't like wearing your CPAP machine, that can lead to severe problems like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and more. There are other options. Dr. Scotty Bolding's an Arkansas native, world-renowned surgeon who has proven surgical options and alternatives to improve your airway and help you breathe better all day, every day, and night. Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine. Call them at 479-755-3000. The Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine will help you breathe better. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
I like craft beer. I do. You guys always think I'm like the biggest dork on the face of the earth.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Our brand new Barling location is now open at 942 Fort Street. Get these red hot buys at all 5 locations. A 230-piece Craftsman Versa Stack Mechanics tool set, only $99. Milwaukee Select M12 and M18 tools and batteries, also $99. And Ace Reward members get super instant savings on select DeWalt and Craftsman tools and accessories. Find more everyday low prices online at JaegersHardware.com.
Witz Marine, your authorized Mercury dealer, is ready to take care of your winterization needs. With cold weather just around the corner, be sure and get your Mercruiser stern drives drained and flushed with antifreeze. For those with outboards, it's a great time to change the oil and service the lower unit. Plus, treat your fuel for a trouble-free next season. Don't get caught this winter. It's also a great time to repower the old boat with a new reliable Mercury engine. That's Witz Marine, your authorized repower center. 823 North 11th next to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football and fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
You're listening to The Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I really appreciate freshness.
Yeah.
Just in general, across the board.
I know you do. When I think of Bo, I think of fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck made a comment a few minutes ago that was something to the effect of, kids buying more jewelry than they need. And I wanted to follow up on that. How much jewelry is too much jewelry?
Well, for me, pretty much any. But
I want to see Chuck with
maybe
some jewelry.
a gold chain and a pinky ring.
You got to start with a pinky ring for sure. You just
that
tap
has never
thing.
been my game.
You just tap that thing on the desk when you want to talk.
I have.
You do it with Z during
the
game.
I have male friends
tonight.
who tap that ring. I've seen it.
Did they go to A&M?
And I've thought to myself, I don't want to be that guy.
Did they go to Texas A&M?
No, this one was funny. That was good.
Well, I mean, they got the thing there.
Yeah.
They got the thing.
But
don't ask what it is, but they got it.
I'm not a jewelry guy.
It's a thing.
You got some bling on over there?
Well,
you got bling? You're a gold chain?
No.
Really? You
no,
don't?
I don't.
Do you not? You don't.
No,
want a
but
gold
I'm thinking
chain?
about getting into it.
Yeah, Bart, you got a
just
gold
looking
chain?
for new ways to
I
keep
do
life.
not have a gold chain. No.
Edward, you got a gold chain
Interesting.
on right now? Not right now. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Edward doesn't have a microphone.
Bart, you know what? I'll tell you what. If you don't have Edward a microphone tomorrow, I'm getting him a saxophone. He played saxophone.
He knows what he's doing.
It's National Sax Day.
The equipment arrives tomorrow.
Well, now what equipment's that?
Been hearing that for a while.
We waited 3 months on
Edward's
those
going to
tables.
have a fancy
Could have bought 'em at Walmart.
microphone set up here like you guys have.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's right.
With the deal right here?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Holy cow.
The arm, everything.
Better than yours?
Well, mine will be the same.
Oh, okay. Nothing nice for Edward
it's
without
a
something nice for
two-pack.
Bart.
You order a 2-pack.
Okay.
Not to be confused with a Tupac. Okay, got it.
Right,
Yeah, so it's National Saxophone Day, National Stress Awareness Day.
Hang on, that was terrible.
I think National Stress Awareness Day, the day after the presidential election, is very
I
fitting.
think Tupac sounds very close to Tupac.
Well, that was a
And
dad.
if you listen to Eddie,
that was a borderline dad joke.
I went borderline. It was actually,
all right.
100%.
All right, full-fledged dad joke.
You can't just sit over here and spit out jokes and expect all of them to be funny.
I didn't say it wasn't
I mean, if
funny.
they're all funny, you're not even going to appreciate
I
it.
didn't say it wasn't funny. Bart was the one.
They're over there making a big deal like it's got to be called out, like I did something wrong. You be funny. Go ahead.
Edward
be
started
funny.
booing.
Be funny.
Edward started booing.
Be funny. Go.
I'm always funny.
Yeah, giggle box. Over there, chuckle.
Giggle.
Yeah.
Chuckling.
You come up with a good one.
Yeah, you come up with one.
You turn.
Hey,
a
you
phrase.
know what? Hey,
turn a
you're
phrase,
just like
big
these
boy.
Arkansas fans, these people that are like, get rid of Pittman, but they don't have a single solution.
Man, we're like a pack of
Just
dogs.
get rid of him.
Yeah, like
Fire
a pack
him.
of dogs.
Just fire him.
This is
Okay. Now what? I don't know, but fire him. Get rid of him. But then what? I don't know.
What would you say to the next
solution.
producer?
Fire
What would
him.
you say to the next producer you're going to hire? Come on in, man. We
No,
love
I would
you.
say I
It's
want
family. It's one
I'd-
big family.
I'd say I'm sorry, Bart. I want you to come back. I'm sorry if you were offended.
That's
if
right.
you were offended
If I said
by my
anything to offend
comments.
you, Bart.
No, it's not what I said. It's that I'm sorry that you were offended.
If me calling
I'm
you
not sorry
stupid
about what I
offended
said.
you, then
I'm sorry that
I'm sorry.
you were offended. On your behalf, I'm sorry on your behalf that you were offended.
If you were offended that I said you don't bathe,
That's right.
you're unclean.
You know, I used to get really offended, Chuck, by people who got offended.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm offended by the fact that you got offended.
I understand all that. There are
All
lots
these
of people like
just running
that.
around getting offended.
I don't get offended
that offends
anymore.
me.
Nothing offends
And what
me.
are we going to do now?
Nothing offends
So you're
me.
always offended. It offends me that you're offended. So now we're all offended. What now?
Well, I don't know. That's
Nobody's got solutions. Everybody's got all the problems.
my solution is not to be offended. It's to let it roll off my back. That's my solution.
How's that going for you?
Well, some days better than others.
Is that a self-talk kind of thing?
It's my personal TED Talk right now, you know.
Thank you for coming.
I did have this. I did have this. I don't know if it's an epiphany, and maybe nobody cares, but
there's a chance.
I was regarding this Arkansas football season and all the talk surrounding the coach. It occurred to me, like, I wonder how people in Arkansas that are Arkansas fans talk to others about their football program. Like, what do you say? You guys suck. Okay, well, what do you say when they say that? Your program's never been any good. What do you say when we just need to get the right coach? Okay, who's that? Like, it's just this circular conversation, and it always just ends with, he can't get it done, fire the coach. Like, can we have a smarter conversation? But I thought one of the ways to do that would be to pretend that we're not just having the conversation in our own little bubble here, but how do you have the conversation when you talk with others outside of the state? It's really interesting, right? It's like your family. It's like you can sit around and gripe about your family to each other and all that stuff, but when somebody else comes at your family and they're telling you that, you know, your family members, whatever, all of a sudden your tune changes a little bit. I'm just curious what that looks like from a football fan's perspective.
Well, I mean, you know,
an Arkansas.
The only one that gets
fan
to talk about our team that way is me. You know, it's one of those
but,
deals.
But I want to hear the other side.
No, I understand what
because
you're saying.
I think it helps.
I understand.
Raise the discourse a little bit from just fire.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that every AD has to convince the person they are interviewing. And understand, if you're after somebody good, I don't care if it's coaching, whatever. If you're after somebody good, they're interviewing you as much as you're interviewing them. You've got to convince them they have a chance to win. And really, that's all you have to convince them of. Because despite what people think, the agent's concerned about the money. The coach, 9 times out of 10, he just wants to coach. You know, he's going to have more money than he can spend, whether it's $4.5 million or 5.1. He's still going to have more money than he can spend. You got to convince the guy you can win. So what I would say, or what I would ask, would be, how would you convince the coach that you want that he can come to Arkansas and win at that level? Because if you can convince him, the money will be there. But that's easier said than done.
I got another question.
All right.
I'm asking questions today.
All right.
Do you think if Arkansas hadn't gotten blown out by Ole Miss on Saturday, that the liquor sales bill in Fayetteville would have passed for Sundays? Do you think that
I don't know, at 82%,
I think it
man.
impacted the vote. I think if you're having a great season and everybody's happy, I don't know if it passes.
You think so?
I think the Sunday after the Ole Miss game, people said, mad as hell, not going to take it anymore, pass that sucker.
I'm just amazed.
And they think that Sunday it's open. When, do we even know when this goes into effect?
No, nobody's
I'm
reporting
sure it's
that.
the first of the year.
I've been trying to find
this Sunday.
Are you sure?
This Sunday.
I mean, yeah. Is it immediate?
I hope so.
And why not? Why wouldn't it be immediate?
I hope so. I don't want to drive up to anywhere.
Do you drive up there on Sunday? Do you really do that?
Sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah. If I've
well,
got,
you know, you can go here on a Saturday night.
It's poor planning. You make fun of people running out of gas, and you run
That's
out of
right.
alcohol on Sunday.
No, like if I've got some sort of like thing I'm going, an
You
event
wake
I'm
up in the
going
morning.
to,
You know, I think I'm going to have some beers today. I'm going to drive up to Missouri.
No.
I'm going to get drunk today. Is that what you do?
That's not. Well, it depends on how the Bengals do that day, Chuck.
That's how the whole Taylor Swift trip came about.
Yeah.
No,
Bart woke up on a Sunday. He drove north. He picked up.
Bought him a 12-pack.
He bought him a 12-pack.
Next thing you know, he's at the Taylor Swift concert.
Booked it all online that day. 7:29. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
That's funny.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everyone remembers the Florida A&M game, and later became known here in Pulaski County as Rattlergate.
You know, for me, when it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's just one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas: Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, hand-picked for their quality and beauty. And they don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you every step of the way. So whether it's a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or maybe just treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thank you all for your show. It's a great format in the morning. It's really nice to have knowledgeable people to wake up to and listen to. So thank you all.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
No, that's the greatest joys in life is when you get something awesome you don't expect. That's the greatest joys in life.
Like unplanned pregnancies. Those are joys.
That really wasn't what I was. No, I wasn't really going down that.
That's what I was thinking.
What am I going to do with you? Turn his mic off. Just turn his mic off. Just turn it off. I said turn it off. Who's the boss around here? Turn it off.
Weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special, we have the French Toast Turkey Melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adventure Dave will be attempting his greatest stunt yet. He will jump over 100 boats, ATVs, cars, and trucks, all at Adventure Oklahoma in Roland, brought to you by Auto Finders. Here he comes now. Adventure Dave, why did you choose Adventure Oklahoma for this stunt?
Well, Tom, Adventure Oklahoma is your one-stop shop for adventure. Plus, no one else would let me jump over their boats and ATVs.
Adventure Oklahoma by Auto Finders has it all. Brand new, used, that's right. CF Moto, Arctic Cat, and Segway side-by-sides and ATVs, all with a free 5-year warranty. Only offered by Adventure Oklahoma. Plus, G3 boats, Suncatcher pontoons, and Falcon bass boats with delivery up to 100 miles away. The lowest priced pre-owned vehicles in the area with 90 days to your first payment.
That's right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with Destiny.
Yes, and what a jump it will be.
No, the jump is tomorrow. This is Destiny.
See y'all later. Well, until then, visit Adventure Oklahoma in Roland. Brought to you by Auto Finders. AutoFindersOK.com.
Your journey starts here.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I don't give a damn what
That's
you guys
solid.
think about anything. I mean, I really don't. I wear your scoring like a badge of honor. So just get
About
used to
anything.
it. That's right.
Man.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Anything.
So we've done an hour and a half of great sports talk radio. I'll just say it. It's been great. Like, maybe the best show we've done. I don't think
anybody's ever done anything like it.
I don't think anybody cares. I think they want
In the history
Here's what they want.
The history of sports talk
Here's what
radio.
they want. Chuck, how do you feel about the way the election turned out?
I'm not getting it. I'm very happy with the 82%. I'm happy 82% of the people could agree on anything. Who'd you vote for? Let's just cut to the chase. That's all anybody wants to know.
I voted for America.
There you go. I
voted for the red, white, and blue.
Okay.
I went and took my sweatshirt off during the breaks. I have red, white, and blue on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to exercise, it just feels so good to exercise your right to vote.
Because the people, and
I
I
went
know
in there and
this
showed
is
my
true.
ID. I got a sticker. I
You
used
know-
the coffee stir that they gave me to hit the
People are driving to work right
buttons.
now. It's
For Sunday alcohol
7:35.
sales.
It's 7:35. Got to be there at 8. There are people right now thinking, all right, I know this guy or this girl voted this way, the opposite way of me. My guy won. Do I gloat? Or my woman lost? Do I go? I mean, there's going to be a dynamic at work today.
Yep.
That's going to be awkward.
Well,
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And it's going to play out. And if it's not playing
So-
out right now, it's going to play out within the hour. I think America's nervous about that right now.
Yeah, it's a great point. Like
Well.
it's what's going on, and once again, it's another moment where somebody's pointing out an issue. What is your solution?
I don't have a solution.
Oh, come on!
I
You've
don't
got-
have a solution.
What would you
for
say?
that.
If I called you on the way into work, if I left this job or got fired, and which could happen, and I'm now working, at Kellogg's, and I go,
I'd say keep your chin up, Bo.
I call Chuck and I say, how do I handle these awkward interactions? Clearly, I voted for X. They voted for Y.
Keep your head down and go to work. Period. End of story.
Don't say anything.
No. It's just
Act like it never happened.
No, I'm not saying act like it never happened. I'm just saying keep your head down and go to work.
People can't hide it.
I know that.
They can't hide it.
They
They can't hide their
understand
excitement.
that.
They can't
I
hide their
understand
disappointment. Somebody's skipping into work. Like, it's pretty obvious.
I'm just telling you, there's going to be awkward situations in the office today. Every office in America. And I think people are thinking about that as we speak. How am I going to handle that today? Some people, after, for example, your favorite team wins, you love to talk trash. You pick up the phone, you call everybody you know that was rooting for the other team. Some people do that with politics.
Why do we got to do this?
Some people know it's fighting words,
Why
and
we
so
gotta-
they don't do it.
Why we got to do this right before Thanksgiving?
Well, because that's how
gonna
it's how it falls,
It's
man.
just going to create some.
Thankfully, it's National Stress Awareness Day.
It is.
The day after the
It
election,
is.
so we can all be aware of the fact there are
Can
going to
you
be
look-
people out there that are stressed.
You look up the definition of National Stress Awareness Day and read it to us, Bart. I want to just see whoever these people are. By the way, why do we just do this? Why do we just roll with these things that people make up? We should start coming up with our own days. National Uncomfortable Day. Make yourself uncomfortable.
Let's see here.
National Hold the Door Day.
National Get
National
Away From Me Day.
leave your car running while you pump gas because nothing bad could happen.
Or, well, if you
Has it ever?
crank up your stereo
Has
really
it ever?
loud. while
Have you
you're
ever
doing
heard of that? I'm sure somebody has. I haven't. It's about to be cold. You got to leave your car running while you pump gas. National Leave Your Car. Okay, I
National
can't do it.
Let Your Car
I
Idle.
can't do it. Yeah. That was a terrible joke, Chuck.
Well,
Terrible. What do you got, Bart?
National Stress Awareness Day is a day dedicated to raising awareness about the impact of stress on individuals' physical and mental well-being. This observance encourages people to recognize and manage stress in healthy ways, emphasizing the importance of self-care and stress reduction techniques.
Give me one of your healthy
Yeah,
ways to
sounds
relieve
great.
stress. What's one of your techniques, Bart?
Yoga.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez.
Wow. Wow. For those of us that don't have time to wrap our leg behind our head, what else do you suggest?
Of all the things that could have come out of Bart's mouth, yoga was not what I had on my bingo card. I shoot whiskey. I do drugs. I run. I go in the woods and shoot my rifle. Yoga was not what I was expecting. I mean, he could have said anything. And I would not have expected yoga.
I go in the woods and shoot my rifle. Come on. Did you just say that?
People do that. I know people that, like, on a stressful day, they just go shoot their guns for a while. That's where I grew up.
Oh, man.
How about just exercise in general?
Yeah, go for
go
a
bike ride.
I said go for a run.
Well,
I said go for a run.
I was looking for something a little more simple. Like, that's a lot for a lot of people to go, you know what? I'm feeling stressed today. I think I'll take on yoga.
I like hopping on an exercise bike.
How about some breathing exercises?
Nah.
He said nah.
I'll go to the driving range. Hit some golf balls.
How does that help your stress?
It just refocuses the stress to something else.
Look.
I'm
Golf,
in tears over here.
Golf is a great stress reliever. I mean, you can shoot 90 and still forget about the world.
Yeah.
But I did not expect to hear yoga. Can you put your leg behind your head?
I mean,
put your foot behind your head?
To an extent.
Can you really? Can you do something for us now?
Absolutely
Will you
not.
pose in front of the camera?
Show us a
We'll
yoga
get a
move.
mat.
Absolutely
We'll get a mat
not.
for you.
Show us a yoga move, Bart.
No, thanks. Hard pass.
You show a yoga move, I'll do a handstand push-up.
No.
Up against the wall.
No, I'm good.
Come on, it's a deal.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All we need is Matt, Bart. I mean, just
not
give
spacing.
us a pose.
Give us
just give us one of those yoga poses.
do the Karate Kid.
No. No.
David is in Cersei. David, good morning. You're on the Chuck
thank
and Bo
God.
Show.
I'm not hooked up.
Good morning, guys. On the way to the farm to do a little deer stand work, and what a great day it is. 50% of the people are extremely happy, and 50% are sick to their stomach, just like every day of the world. So,
just like yesterday and the day before.
Let me tell you something. These people, that last football game left a very sour taste in everyone's mouth, and I understand that. It did mine, too. I wasn't about to turn it off like a lot of my friends did. I'm going to watch the whole game. How do you know what actually happened if you don't watch the whole game? But I understand them coming down on Coach Pittman because that was a terrible game. It just really was. But I also apologize for what I said after the LSU game when I was really sick of us playing back and letting them catch the ball and tackling them. I said I'd a lot rather see them just go one-on-one. I was completely wrong, gentlemen. I retract that statement, and I apologize for it because you can see what can happen when you go one-on-one all the time against good teams. If we win against Louisiana Tech and against Missouri, which is possible, I know it's Missouri, and Dookie Witz, your buddy, but anyway, that's 7-5. We win the bowl game, that's 8-5. Is 8-5 better than 4-8? Well, of course it is. So let's not be premature on this thing yet. Let's let it weigh out a little bit. People aren't really seeing the whole picture. You know, they're just knee-jerk reaction kind of stuff. All right, have a good day, guys.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you, David. We got that. We got. We've been talking about this, and we started talking about yoga, and then David called in about Pittman.
We do it all.
Yeah,
we cover all the bases.
We have said the season has to play out before you can make a judgment, really, on where the program's headed.
I think the Missouri game's a really important game because if you win that game, you got a chance to have 7 wins. If you beat Texas, I mean, everybody can do the math. But if you win that game, you go to a bowl game, and you got a chance to win that game. And at the very least, people feel better about where you are. And you've got an opportunity. Just if the painfully honest part is, you've got an opportunity to, do something that we act like happens every year, but really doesn't. And that's, finish 500 in the league.
What will keep us? This is maybe not something I should say, but I'm going to. What would keep us from going to the Birmingham Bowl? And by us, I mean those of us that would have to go for whatever reason, and the team, which they would obviously have to go to play. What will keep them from going to the Birmingham Bowl?
You mean fans?
Do they need 7 wins? Will that keep them out of the Birmingham Bowl?
Oh,
like everybody's talking about the playoff.
Yes.
Let's talk about how Arkansas avoids the Birmingham Bowl.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, 7 wins get you beyond that.
We're like anywhere is fine, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, 7 conceivably. Some things would have to fall right. You might get to the Gator Bowl, maybe. The Belk Bowl and the Vegas Bowl alternate. The Vegas Bowl is the SEC's bowl this year.
Can I ask how Birmingham got a bowl? I think it's a fair question. It's
because
not
that's where the SEC office is.
Right, but come on. I mean, it's not like you can have a bowl in Alabama. Let's just make it closer to the shore.
Well, there's really not a stadium down there. There's a stadium in Mobile. It's not much of a stadium.
Well, it's the one that has a chance to be full. Do
they play a bowl game in Mobile? Do they play a bowl game in Mobile? The Senior Bowl I know is there. I don't know if they play a regular bowl game there. I'm not sure. But, the Birmingham Bowl is not exactly on, the top of people's lists.
Yeah, they do. It is the 68 Ventures Bowl at Ladd Peebles Stadium there in Mobile. Formerly the Lending Tree Bowl, formerly the Dollar General Bowl, formerly the GoDaddy Bowl, formerly the GMAC Bowl.
Good Lord.
And formerly the Mobile, Alabama Bowl.
Wow. Holy cow. They had a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
I'm getting inside information here that South Alabama Stadium is actually nice.
Really?
I guess they have their own stadium, not where the Senior Bowl is.
Ladd Peebles Stadium. They do have the Senior Bowl down there.
They do.
They've done that every.
South Alabama Hancock Whitney Stadium.
That's a bank. That's a bank chain down there.
Gosh, I haven't been to the Senior Bowl in a long time. The last time I went to the Senior Bowl, I told you that story, right?
No, but we're down here.
I got on the little puddle jumper plane. Probably 18 rows, 2 seats on either side.
Yeah.
And there's no first class. And I go to the very back row.
And you still win?
Find my seat, go to the very back row. Yeah, this is before I became pretentious.
I got you.
Go to the very back row, and there's an empty seat. It's my seat. Guess who's sitting next to me?
Who?
Bill Belichick.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you guys talk about?
I was scared to talk.
Yeah.
It's one of my great regrets in life.
And he was.
I asked him.
He was uninterested, and you were scared. So there was no conversation.
I asked him. Yeah, if I'd have known how much he liked young people, I probably would have said. I probably would have said more.
Yeah.
But he watched film the whole flight.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they try to tell you to put your laptop away. He just hit it and then went back to watching film.
Bill Belichick, man.
I think I offered to hold his soda. Like, hey, I'll hold your Coke.
He was sitting in the back row, huh?
There's
no first class.
No first class.
Yeah.
Very back row. Mad respect for Bill Belichick. He had to get home.
He was sitting in that back row. You were walking down the aisle thinking, man, I hope that guy doesn't sit down by me.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you were there.
Back row.
Yeah.
Would you rather fly first class by yourself or the back row with Bill Belichick? Given the choice.
I would I might fly up front. I'm not going to lie to you.
7:48, the Chuck and Bo Show. I love that honesty. We can use that.
He doesn't really. I mean,
Back in a minute. We got to go to break.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think that having Brian, allowing him to call in occasionally, is a healthy reminder of why you don't like Texas. Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies, provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I don't know what odd time is for you, but yeah, you got here before the show started.
Whatever. Hey, have you ever seen anyone that takes so much pride in being the first one here?
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here, and Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Now, here's the thing about these injury reports, and I know they're all new.
Talon Green.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Is listed as?
He's not listed.
Not at all.
When a player's not listed on the injury report, He's not injured. That's kind of how it works.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bye week for the Razorback football team. It's opening night for the men's basketball
Yes,
team.
it is. 7 o'clock.
Are you guys paying attention to Muss at USC?
I saw where they won.
Yeah, they won their opener, and then I guess Muss was asked about the crowd, which wasn't very good. And he said a lot of things about it. Said, we got to be entertaining. We got to look like we're having fun. A lot of options in this town. And by the way, despite what Arkansas thinks, we didn't have full crowds, first couple games there either. And then somebody pointed out that his opener, they had 17,000. By the way, Bud Walton could be half full, and it would be capacity for USC's arena. And none of this really matters other than Chuck talked about Kentucky fans, being like a jilted lover. When, Cal left and they act like they don't care. That's all they care. That's what they want to talk about it all the time. They're all watching Cal. They're side-eyeing Cal.
Muss is side-eyeing us.
You think?
Yeah. We're not side-eyeing Muss. Muss is side-eyeing us.
Yeah.
And it's just the truth. I don't mean that in a bad way. I like Muss, but that's what he's doing.
Kind of wondering what's going on over here.
Well, and I'm going to say this too. I like Muss, but if he wants, there are a lot of things to compete with out there in Southern California. Muss is going to have to be a better marketer than he was. He's going to have to be a willing marketer. He was unwilling to do a lot of that.
Well, on social, he loved marketing.
I'm not talking about social. I'm talking about pressing the flesh. You got to get out there and press the flesh. And
you're not getting people to come to USC. I guess they only need 10,000. What? What's going on over there? Sidebar conversation.
I said
over there.
I said press the flesh, and they started giggling.
What's wrong with that? Well, what would you say?
It's like Beavis and Butthead. Somebody said something. It's like,
what would you say, Bart?
Shake hands, meet people.
Good mercy. These kids now.
You guys are so correct.
It's like they come up with all this slang and all this.
People have been saying press the flesh
misspelling
for as long as there have been people talking.
That's the problem, Chuck. They don't want it. They want something today. You got to come up with new phrases.
I'm not going to apologize for saying press the flesh.
And I hope you don't.
God.
Well, you should apologize, but only
what is wrong with
he
this
was
place?
Offended by what you said.
Offended.
Well, same thing. Now you're side-eyeing Chuck over pressing the flesh. Get out and try it.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatgnomecosmetic.com and click on the Sweat Gnome Edge.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
We bring in players. They didn't grow up with a whooping shirt. They don't bleed hog red. They bleed money.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky today. A high this afternoon, mid-60s north, low 70s south. We will see an increase in the cloud cover tonight. Could see a few showers as we head through the overnight across the south. Overnight lows, upper 40s north, mid-50s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
Test 1 2 1 2.
The best things in life never change. They just get better. Like
Morning,
Hardee's
Blake.
Original Bag. Just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy char-grilled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag. Loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Precision Garage Door features the highest quality materials.
What's the process if you can just shed a light on that?
New garage
No process. Just whatever they give me. So for the game, they put one down there and I wear it. And then
Town West Drive in Rogers and at Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, A Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping. Plus, A Cut Above can take care of all your leaf removal. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. That's A Cut Above, 719-5605.
Whether you're fishing for coldwater bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, 16 years in the industry. Cecil, this is the one-stop shop.
Yes, Jazzco Graphics Design, the one-stop shop, 2415 Midland, for your custom or buck order.
Why ESPN 95.3?
I really enjoy listening in, and it keeps my day going while I'm at work. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I'm a lurker. That's what I am. I lurk on Facebook. I live through other people.
What's that actually called, Bart?
Like stalking, internet stalking?
No. I'm lurking on the side, just kind of checking it out.
He churched up creeper into lurker.
You guys are turning it into something else. I'm just saying.
That's what it's called.
I just observe. I'm an observer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a called play, and I called it, Chuck.
Back to save sports radio.
I'm ready to roll right now,
Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings back.
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Here is Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
I hate you guys. Just for the record, every single one of you. The way you clearly, all these things you put together, y'all gang up on me and all that stuff. I say one simple thing, and you guys blow it out of proportion.
Not that kind of day, Chuck. Today's a day for love and acceptance and for all mankind. Equal rights, all right. That's what today's about.
Is this the day you hug your opponent and say, "Man, I love you"?
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Yeah. You go into work, keep your head down, smile.
Yeah.
Shake hand, press the flesh.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was so funny to Bart. Clay knows about pressing the flesh.
These guys are like Beavis and Butthead over here, man. You say one little thing and they start giggling. You know,
Chuck.
you say one thing. Yes, Clay.
Yeah, okay.
Chuck, this is what they did to me for 12 years. I'm not surprised that they're putting this on you like this.
That's just.
What do you think they did to me, Clay?
I don't think
I take all of them on. I take them all on, Clay. They don't scare me.
Clay, let me give you a proper introduction. Clay Henry here, the longtime publisher of Hogs Illustrated, Hall of Famer, writer all over God's green earth about all good things.
Green earth.
And, he's a friend of the show, friend of the program. And, Clay, let's just get it out there. Chuck and I have already acknowledged who we voted for. Who did you vote for?
You mean go through the city council election in Norfolk?
The big one.
Big picture, president.
The big one.
Who'd you vote for president?
You know, the one people hold it against you if you didn't vote the right way.
I don't think that's what we need to talk about.
Well, like I said, you're the last one. We've done it. We've already we talked about it. So your turn.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. You can't squeeze blood out of a turnip.
It's one of those days, man. It's just going to be one of those days.
Yeah. I don't put signs out. I just.
I'm not a yard sign guy.
Hey, there's a good story. This was back in the day when my dad was writing a column for Hogs Illustrated.
We need music for Clay's stories.
Yeah, we really
forward.
And he sent me this column, and it was about his best friend, Bill Clinton. And I was like, Dad, this is really political in nature. And I said, we're not a political magazine. We're about the Razorbacks. And he says, you're not going to run it? And I said, no, I don't think so, Dad. He goes, well, they wouldn't run it in the newspaper either.
I love it that Orville Henry got to a point where he's trying to slide it by.
He was.
That's great. That's great.
I wish I still had it. Because it was well done, as you can imagine, but it was just so political in nature.
Well, we also had the college football first rankings come out last night, the playoff rankings. We've reacted
Boise.
to that. Yeah, it's going. We're not going to have the best 12 teams in the playoff.
No,
we will not have. But we got great games.
We've got more than the best four, though. We're going to have probably the best 6 or 7 or 8. And then it's just going to be a hodgepodge.
It's going to be a good tournament, though. It'll be a good tournament. There's no doubt. When it starts, it'll be good.
Well, when it's making the season,
one of those teams that's not in the top 8, by obvious standards, might win a game.
I might win more than that.
They sure might. Yeah.
Don't kid yourself. A team like, if you've got an Alabama at 11 or a Notre Dame, I don't think it'd be Notre Dame, but if you've got an Indiana at an 8 or a 9 or a Tennessee, one of those teams can make I hate to make it sound like baseball or basketball, but one of those teams gets hot and all of a sudden they're playing for the championship.
Yeah, so when we get this deep into the season, it's all about who's got a healthy quarterback, who's offensive line. You lose your center, you lose your left tackle. It changes the narrative. And, the quarterback, just ask Missouri how they like playing without Brady Cook.
Well, look at Texas A&M. They're on top of the world. They go to South Carolina. They lose, and they lose Le'Veon Moss.
No question,
for the rest
Chuck.
of the year.
He's
Texas
their best
A&M's
player.
done. They're done.
He's their best player.
And I thought 2 weeks ago they were going to play for the SEC championship, and they lose a game. They lose their best running back. So your point about an injury is very well made. And if it comes in the wrong spot, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, that's what I was a little confused watching Kiffin because Dart's their guy, and leaving him out there and say run our offense when he might take off for a run or maybe there's a bad snap and he has to go get it and he gets hit. I mean that was really shaky philosophy in my opinion for where they're at.
Well, yeah, I mean they're in an elimination situation the rest of the season.
Yeah, but they got Georgia. They're
in a good spot.
Their stature changes dramatically. I mean, you either beat them or you don't, and if you beat them, then that's what their people are going to talk about. Not that they beat Arkansas 61-31 or whatever it was. That's not going to be what people talk. So it didn't. What he did was real risky.
He was letting him get Archie's record though.
But that's
I understand
still
it's
real
risky.
risky.
I don't disagree with it.
Let's talk about
I thought
Arkansas.
they ran it up, by the way.
They did. Let's
No
talk
question
about
they
Arkansas, Clay. What were your thoughts coming out of the game?
Yeah, so we've seen, first of all, give Dart a lot of credit. Not only did they, that they have some open guys, but he threw some passes that were next level. I mean, they were NFL throws. He dropped them in. We've seen guys open before against Arkansas, but we've never seen a quarterback that could hit them all. He one after another, he hit them. And that in itself was a problem. But they without question, they devised a plan, and they had Arkansas scouted, and they knew exactly where they were going to be as far as the guys they wanted to attack, whether it was Jaden Johnson, or Danico Slaughter, or whoever. I mean, it was different guys. But they moved their guys around to get their best matchup, and then they won those matchups. And, Arkansas played a lot of the same stuff that they played against Tennessee, and Tennessee couldn't do anything about it. LSU, it was different. They dropped LSU and said, we're gonna just drop and cover. And LSU took it and dink and dunked them down the field. Well, they decided, well, we're not going to do that. We're gonna line up, play a little tighter. Well, that Ole Miss was ready for that. They could take care of that. Now, it's all about the offensive line, defensive line matchup for Arkansas. If you can't protect the quarterback, then you can't run Bobby Petrino's offense. You just can't. And they protected enough against Tennessee, but their defense played better. They didn't make turnovers. When they make turnovers, and if you're not going to protect, you're probably going to make turnovers.
Yeah, and we've had how many this year, inside the 10-yard line, or in the end zone. It's that we haven't seen Arkansas be able to overcome that, and most of the time you can't. They're certainly not good enough to. But how good are they? I think my feeling was their first 11 on both sides of the ball can compete with anybody they're going to play. Then they really kind of fall apart against LSU, completely fall apart against Ole Miss. What are we to think about the remaining three games?
Well, it's who they have, and are they going to get Jaquindon Jackson back? I don't think we can count on Jalen Braxton, and he was the, in my opinion, when I watched them in the spring, he was the X factor. If you've got a corner that can lock somebody down, then it changes everything. We'll play off of that. We know we have that, and last year they had two corners. They had McLaughlin and him.
You're right.
And they don't right now. And so they're not the same team that we thought they were going to be coming out of spring practice and out of fall practice. They're starting to lose players. And we all know they're pretty good. like 25 players or 22, however you want to, count them, but they're starting to get beat up, and it's showing. Now the open date will help them. This is kind of my fear. So go back to 05 and 06, what Southern Cal did to their defense. Well, who was that? Who was calling those plays?
Bush and Leinart and
Kiffin.
Carroll and Kiffin.
It was Kiffin and Sarkisian.
Yeah.
They, in 05 and 06, one was calling plays and another one was coaching the quarterback. Sarkisian knows what to do to this defense, is what my point is. He and Kiffin both know. They're really good minds offensively. They got
They
receivers.
can find the
Texas
matchups.
does.
They
can do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Texas can do the same thing that Ole Miss can. Now, I didn't see Quinn Ewers throw it as well, or Arch Manning throw it as well as Dart did. That'll be, I think if you remember, Sarkisian had the matchups that he wanted when they played here last. Their quarterback missed them all. He missed them all for 60 minutes. Guys running free. That'll be the big answer. Can you get a little pressure on him and get him to move and not let him do what Dart did? Because they've got really good, fast receivers. Texas does. So I don't think they have a great running game. I think it's an okay running game. So you might see a game plan where, all right, they're a little more 3-deep zone than what they played against Ole Miss. They couldn't hold up in the secondary playing man, and they probably can't hold up in the secondary playing man against Texas.
What about the other side of the ball? I mean, to me, you look at Texas and Ole Miss, and they can score a lot of points, but what do you think about their defense?
I think you can. I mean, Georgia lined up and ran the ball on them.
That's what I'm driving
at. That's exactly what they did. And it was the difference in the game. Are they, they're not up front defensively. They're okay, but they're not like Ole Miss. Ole Miss, that was a bunch of slobber knockers they had up there. I mean, they were war daddies.
Another one.
And too deep. And Texas didn't like that. So maybe you can run the ball a little bit.
They started giggling.
Slobber knockers, war daddies, and press the flesh all on the bingo card. We got one more, and we'll have it. Let's take a call. Let's take a call for Clay.
All right.
Brent's in Searcy. The mouth is in Searcy. Hey, Brent. Good morning.
Hey, y'all are important. I waited 22 minutes to talk to you guys.
Oh,
well, that's
hey.
because
I wouldn't have done that just for anybody.
I've been waiting for this opportunity my whole life.
That's right. We've been waiting on you too, Brent.
All right. Hey, I heard something about on the radio, Bart doing yoga.
Yeah.
He's gotten in touch with him. That trip to Indianapolis with the Swifties just sent him to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Bart did yoga before that, based on what I'm hearing.
I think it's the things that
Would that be fair, Bart?
Yeah.
That would be extremely fair.
Okay.
Long time.
It's
a long time.
I think Brent needs to mind his own business.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'll leave this between you. We're just going to leave this between y'all. Okay, go ahead. Brent, you're on with Bart.
I need some what?
Yeah, I believe I said mind your own business instead of worrying about
He meant
mine.
to say mind your own damn business, but he
That's
didn't,
right.
he didn't say it like
better
that.
way.
That's right.
I think Taylor Swift would say,
feelings.
"Stay in your own lane."
We have some feelings here on
I
post-election
tell
Wednesday.
you what, I'm just going to take on a heater and not worry about it. And if you want to do yoga, you do yoga. If you don't, you don't. I got bigger problems going on today. I got my wheelchair not working. I got my mode of transportation not working today. So I got bigger problems. But I'm ready for this basketball game tonight, Chuck. What do you think? What do you know about Lipscomb?
Well, they got a guy that scored
Brent.
30 points the other night
They can shoot some threes.
when they beat Duquesne. Yeah, they can shoot some threes. Cal said threes. I'm sorry. Gosh, Cal said they think Princeton. Said they run same style offense as Princeton. A lot of backdoor cuts. Obviously, this guy was popping out and shooting threes the other night.
They played Arkansas tight last year.
It's a three-point game.
They got 2 returning players,
It's a
including
three-point
the
game.
player of the year in their league. The dude scored 30 in the opening game.
I think it'll
one
be
of
a
their
decent
6'8"
game.
guy.
He was injured last year.
What's his name? It's a trivia question. It takes a pronunciation. I didn't really go get it, so I don't want to say
Jacob Ognacevic?
Yeah,
Starts
let's
with
go
an
with
O.
that.
Starts with an O. I've not looked at the pronunciation.
Something
guide
Isovich.
yet.
Ovich.
I
Yeah.
forget.
Ovich.
Ognacevic.
It was a V in there, just so we're clear. Clay, you want to stick
Yes,
around
sir.
for another segment? We'll talk about yoga.
Yeah. I know that Nolan had his team do yoga, so it can't be all bad.
Yeah, let's do that. 877-377-6963. Whether you're having a heater or doing some yoga this morning, we're glad you're here on a post-election Wednesday. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, Pascal Air, Plumbing and Electric, the Fayetteville Auto Park, Flight by Yingling, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, and voters everywhere.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, first and foremost, congratulations on the official launch of the Chuck and Bo Show. I want to know, how did you guys decide which name went first, Chuck or Bo? Was that a flip of the coin?
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweating 'em Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatingthemcosmetic.com and click on the Sweating 'em Edge.
Just thinking, what is a Pirates' favorite college football team?
Say it, Bart.
Arkansas.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Deer hunting in the comfort of an enclosed 6x6 Lazy Man fiberglass box blind is affordable at Jelco Outdoors. Lazy Man Fat Girl Blinds, built here in Fort Smith with your choice of 6-foot or 10-foot tower blind platforms, starting at $22.99.99. Box blinds are great for taking the kids, with plenty of room and out of the weather. Check out the deer blinds at Jelco Outdoors. Hunt longer in the comfort of a Lazy Man box blind, sold locally at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based scram
He
things.
means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
What makes Crabtree RV Center different? First, we are a fourth-generation family-owned business, taking pride in making your family's dreams come true. No corporate mentality here. Second, we've been in business for 74 years, founded in 1950 here in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas area. We are not going anywhere. What does that mean for our customers? A family feel with no corporate hidden fees. The reassurance that we will be here for generations to come, and knowledgeable salespeople who want to pick the right RV for your family to make lifetime memories in. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Look, it's Eminem's birthday.
It is 52.
What's a 52-year-old Eminem look like?
An old guy with tattoos. Lots of them.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Turn it up. Turn it up. I went
kinda
for a
like that.
run at 3:30 this morning, Chuck, and I was just listening to this on repeat. But it only played once, and so I stopped. It's a 3.5 minute run. It was great.
That was a
I was
big hit
fired
for
up.
him, wasn't
It's
it?
fired up. You got to have the energy, though, to do it, and that's what you get at Sweatin'em Cosmetics, sweatin'emcosmetic.com. Go click on the Sweatin'em Edge. If you have low energy, you got weight you can't lose, you can feel better. Look and feel better. Vitality is a thing, and it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 30 and feel lethargic. You know, maybe you don't have everything you need. They give you a free evaluation. You can make a game plan and make some decisions. Sweatin'emCosmetic.com. Click on the Sweatin'em Edge. Chuck and I did it. Recommend it. Check it out. Clay Henry's with us, friend of the program. Clay, speaking of feeling better.
Y'all have had me do Eminem before, right?
Well, we have, and we got to get back to that.
No, I don't think
there's
so.
There's a lot of things that are lacking here, Clay. We don't really want to get into it right now, but things are getting fixed. We are going back to the lab, and we're going to fix some things. That's what's going to happen here on the Chuck and Bo Show. So coming up in like next week, for example, we're going to get. I think it's a couple times a month,
Are
at
you guys
least once a
saying that,
month,
like-
where you
like
read
kids
lyrics.
are going to row, Bart's out?
Bart's been fired 3 times in 6 weeks.
Okay.
But he keeps coming back. And I think yoga is helping him do that. Have you done yoga, Clay? Because Bart told us earlier he does yoga, which I didn't know. I've known Bart a long time, had no idea. Do you go to a class or do you do it at home by yourself? Do you turn on a video? You and Edward got to quit fighting over mics. Like Edward
Well, you
says,
guys are
until
over
I
there.
get a mic, I'm not turning yours on.
You guys are over there cooking breakfast.
I have not done yoga. Let's just be clear on that.
Like Apple Fitness Plus.
I mean, I eat yogurt, but I don't do yoga.
We got to send you to a yoga class, Bart. Meet some people.
Are you a yogi? Is that what they call someone that does yoga? Are you a yogi?
I don't know that I'd go that far, Chuck.
Or
By
is
the
that
way-
like a high-level yoga guy?
I
Like
think
you're
that's
mystic.
probably-
You have a mysticism.
Clay,
to you.
What I really want to see is like Bart walking down the hallway, at the big office there, and he's got a mat rolled up under one hand, and he's got a headband on.
Got his juice.
And
got his
slides.
juice.
And slides.
He can do the Karate Kid pose on command. I mean, he's like, he can do it.
I can't knock yoga. It's so good for you. It really is.
Does it help your golf, Bart?
Oh, it has to.
Strengthens your core.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
I would just, as somebody single, Bart, like you're single, I'd recommend maybe getting off Apple Plus and going to a real class. Maybe meet some folks.
Thank you, Bill.
And by that,
Well,
I
you
mean,
do this in the solitude of your home.
He does. It's
You
a
don't
missed
interact with other
opportunity.
people? You
It's
don't
a
interact?
missed opportunity for Bart. Clay, what do you think about the basketball game tonight?
This is
get me out of here.
This is like Nolan's, last press conference. When Nate says,
Yeah. Do you have a
"How
chance?
about Mississippi State?"
Yeah, did you have a chance to look at the film? Yeah. I was
I
there.
have
I
not
remember.
looked at the film,
Yeah.
but I would think that it will be a test. I mean, I think we're still probably shaking out the cobwebs and figuring all this out. I mean, that's I will feel better about this team when John L. Davis is just full go, because I think could be the best player on the team, and he's just not there yet from what everybody says. He's just, had that soft cast on. He couldn't shoot for a month. I mean, that sets you back. I mean, I know that they want him to shoot. You can tell Coach Cal is like, go ahead, take that shot. And it looked like he was getting on to Brazil about passing up shots in the Kansas game. Did I read that right? Chuck, it's right in front of you when that little
There's a
exchange
time or
happened.
two there. There's a time or two there. Yeah, I don't think he wants him to be bashful. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean he's a good shooter. I mean it's
but I also think too they want him to be a force inside. You can't stand out there at the 3-point line. And there were a few times where
you got to do both.
He kind of drifted.
Got to do both,
and you could tell that's kind of was what his default move, so to speak. But I think they'd like him to do a little more inside.
What kind of crowd are we expecting tonight?
I think it'll be a good crowd. I think
It'll be more than
there's
half
excitement
full.
for basketball. Yeah,
I think there'll be 12, 15,000 in there tonight. Maybe more. Maybe more.
If you're trying to watch the game, you need to know early because it may take you a while if you're not accustomed to watching games on Watch ESPN or ESPN Plus. You can find it there, and you can go to the Arkansas Razorback app or website, and you can find it through that as well. But it's not. Most games now are on television, SEC Network, ESPN, whatever. Every game played at Bud Walton Arena is now streamed somewhere. And so you can see it on the Watch ESPN app, but otherwise you're gonna listen to Chuck. I recommend listening to Chuck and then just watching.
Oh, don't you think everybody knows this by now?
Clay.
Wow.
There's so many.
Everybody's testy today. Everybody.
If I can find it, I think most people know ESPN Plus how to do that and stream.
Clay, I'm stunned every day by things that people don't know that I think they should. And let's just start with driving in the left lane. I mean, if you're not passing people, move the bleep over. Did you not know that? Do you not freaking know that?
And don't break down at the tunnel. Don't slam on your brakes at the tunnel.
I drove through a parking lot the other day, and some kids parked in his car blocking the right of way, just sitting there like he's waiting on somebody.
Did you
pulled
yell at
up,
him?
I rolled my window down, and I gave him the shrug. Like, what are you doing?
The shrug.
I would expect that you would know that you can't park there and block everybody.
I think you should go like.
No, I live in a world where people don't know things. We got to tell them.
I think you should hold your hand out, and kind of wave them towards you like you want some of me. I think you should. That's what you should do.
By the way, people let me know when I don't know, but it's usually with a middle finger.
That's right. Hey, Clay, I got a question for you. All this rain over there where you live. I mean, seriously, what's it like over there right now? You've had like 5 feet of rain.
Yeah, so it was what really happened that causes us problem. If it rains, around the lakes fill up. That's what they do. They're storage facilities.
You think people don't know that?
Here we
what
go.
happened? What happened? The last 2 days was that the Buffalo watershed which was dry in long stretches.
Wow.
I mean, they had.
Why did you take us here?
They got 10 to 15 inches of rain up and down the Buffalo, and so that's dumped into the White, and that's caused raging waters to back up into the Norfolk, which it's just a.
Well, this is a water
These
report.
guys, they're just laughing, Clay. They're being disrespectful, and they're laughing. A couple of old guys talking about how much it's been raining, and they think it's funny.
Sometimes I hate to say this, but Bo's just a small person.
Here we go.
Okay.
Well, I think it's when you find
You
that
think
shot
people
across
don't?
the bow.
You think people don't know that, Clay? You think people don't already know that by now? Huh? You think they don't already know that by now?
Gosh. Well, I just want to make sure.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
It's radio. They can't see you.
It doesn't make you a bad person. By the way, yoga, while it's raining, on the front porch, covered front porch, but you can hear the raindrops. Doing yoga really puts you in touch with the earth.
It'll get you wet, too.
Okay. 8:32. That's Clay Henry, everybody. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Have a great day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Rick's in Fayetteville. Rick, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a privilege to talk with you guys.
Okay, we're done.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price Price Check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Having great vision enhances every part of life. That's why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's a pair of readers or LASIK surgery, you know you're in good hands. You've heard former quarterback and now coach Ty Story talk about his great LASIK results with McDonald Eye. The surgeons there have done more LASIK procedures than anybody in the state of Arkansas and have helped numerous athletes get better results through improved vision. When it comes to vision, nobody sees it like McDonald Eye.
There's nothing like a college football Saturday, a few beers, your phone, and Twitter.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Don't miss Arkansas game day before every Razorback football game this season, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback and Sawyer Sunrooms.
I love seeing that. I know that sometimes as a coach, they get so afraid to let their emotions get too high and sometimes too low, but I really think the players identify with what Travis Williams and the attitude that he brings to work every day, and that inspires me. I mean, every time I hear Travis Williams talk to his guys, I want to strap my helmet up and run through a wall.
Only on ESPN 95.3.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh-made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Finally, football season. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is your #1 place to watch Arkansas and Monday Night Football. During Monday Night Football, $5 refillable beer cups for only $2 refills. Prizes for each score and at the end of every single quarter.
Can you believe that they've had the same great pizza since 1996? That's nearly 30 years.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. You'll get the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
My second up, T-Will, the game plan that he put together, that was fun to watch.
3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. I'm a patient there, and you can be too. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
You're listening to The Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I'm telling you, this is what it does.
It's the spirit.
It's the spirit.
I got you.
It's the excitement of the weekend.
I got you.
You wake up, you're a better dad, you're a better husband, you're a better boyfriend, you're a better friend, you're a better neighbor, you're a better person. How could you not be?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
How are people feeling this morning?
I think people are just stunned and amazed.
We got a record number of people watching online today, and in stunned silence.
Well, thoughtful analysis is what we're known for here. And I've looked at the numbers this morning. We have more people watching on YouTube today than Edward says any other day. Across everything.
Yeah,
across all of our social media platforms. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, if your kid has a birthday today, call. Everybody's going to hear it.
And
Call and
yet,
wish your kid happy birthday.
The overwhelming majority of people in the world today are talking about the election from last night.
Shout out some of your friends.
But
Chuck.
yet, you look at these numbers and they're huge. It's just one of those mornings it's hard to figure out.
Shout out some of your friends right now because everybody will hear it. Shout them out.
I'm not shouting
Just pick one.
I'm not shouting anybody out.
Pick one. I'd like to apologize to anyone who's been offended today by the silliness of the show. So if you've been offended, I'd like to apologize for you getting offended.
Where did it all go wrong?
Over the silliness of the show.
Let's go back and break it down. Where did it go wrong?
Well,
I think Bart's yoga confession had something to do with it.
It did, and when we get off script with Clay, anything can happen. It's not Clay's fault. But when we get off script, but there's a lot of giggling going. I think people are tired and a little giddy, a little punch drunk this morning from staying up all night watching the election. And
there's some truth to that.
And they're figuring out what they're going to do with their lives today.
And let me just say this. We were talking about this during the break. Is the best job in the world being a political pundit?
Yes.
You get paid for just being an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, you really do. You get paid. I mean, it's worse than this show.
Some would argue about us.
You actually get paid for being a moron.
Yeah. Well, there's so many of them. They got to fill these sets with like 40 people, it feels like.
Who are these people?
TV dads. I haven't heard of half of them.
Who are these people?
And it's like they tell them you got to have an opinion. And so some of the words that they string together and the opinions they come up with, I mean, I don't even know.
And I'm going to tell you another job out there that I'd like to have.
Yeah,
you want to talk about stealing?
Tell me.
Let's be a political pollster. Let's start us a polling company. You want to talk about stealing money? I mean thievery. Anybody that runs a polling operation and says, I know what's going to happen, that guy's a thief. He's a thief.
Let's talk about the algorithm.
Algorithms play a big role in things, too. People live in their own bubble.
Tell me about the algorithm.
I'm not getting into all that. I'm just saying people live in their own bubble. And when you encounter things outside your bubble, you freak out because you don't know other people live differently than you.
The algorithm plays a role in that.
It does play a role in that.
It just brings you back the same stuff.
That's right.
Just kind of look at all the people that agree with me. That's your algorithm. That works.
That's exactly right.
That's what happens.
No, that's exactly right. All the things that come up on your phone or your tablet or whatever, it's just people that agree with you. That's all it is. And so you get this idea that this is how everybody thinks. But it's not how everybody thinks. Anybody this morning or everyone, I think, that woke up this morning probably realized there are a hell of a lot of people out there that don't have any idea how I think. I mean, we're just in a different place right now, and algorithms do have something to do with that. But back to the fact that pollsters are stealing money.
Tell me.
They just are. They're stealing money.
What makes you say that?
Because every poll out there had this thing at 50-50, and that's not how it turned out. They have every race at 50-50. Oh, everything's too close to call. No, it's not. You going to tell me what happened last night was too close to call?
Till 5 a.m. this morning?
I slept through all of it, and it was not too close to call.
It really wasn't that exciting.
And I'm not saying it turned out good. I'm not offering any commentary on how it turned out. I'm just saying that everyone led you to believe this thing was a coin flip. And as it turned out, that was not the case.
So pollsters are inaccurate.
I'm saying pollsters, by and large, are inaccurate. They're stealing money. That's what I'm saying.
Are we going to still get spam calls about the election now, or is that over? Can we We done there?
I got a lot of
hope we're
spam
done.
texts the last few days. I got a lot of them.
By the way,
I didn't give them. I didn't give a dime.
82% of
money.
Fayetteville voted for something that didn't pass last time. Alcohol sales on Sunday. 82%. What happened?
82% of the people want to be able to buy booze on Sunday.
What happened from the last vote to this vote? Can we analyze that?
I would say that certain special interest groups were no longer.
They sit this one out?
Well, some sat this one out and some got involved.
There you go.
There's a lot of money on the table.
Oh.
Yes.
Let's just be honest.
Did you see that on that casino for or against Amendment 2?
Did 4 pass? Did the 4s win on that? Or was the against?
What was it?
Issue 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think 4.
So if
passed,
4 wins, it's out of Pope County. But if the against had won, it would have stayed in Pope County. Is that right?
A 4 vote changed the constitutional amendment.
Constitution.
All right. An against vote left it the way it was.
And the 4s won.
And I saw there were like 2 different casino groups, I believe from Oklahoma, that had spent money. There's a story in the Democrat Gazette that one group had spent $15 million and another had spent $17 million on the advertising campaign. You know, you want to talk about money.
There was
the money spent on these campaigns.
Well, issue 2 is what drove a lot of the spending for political ads in our state. I've seen a lot. I watched a lot of those ads just like you did, and I found some of them to be, as misleading as the issue, as the for and against part itself. I mean, it was you had to pay attention really to know what you were voting on.
Boy, we have spanned the gamut today. We have spanned the globe.
Well, you get
a well-rounded show.
Thoughtful
here.
commentary.
It's foggy this morning. We can't talk about that anymore. It's lifted. It is going to get up to 70 today.
Yeah, there's still some fog.
It's a little cloudy out. But we've all survived the election, and we're still here.
And you can buy booze on Sunday.
And
the pressing question is when?
Is it immediate?
Is it immediate? That's what the text that we've gotten about that issue. That's what all of them have said. Can we do it now? Can we go this Sunday?
By the way, back to sports for a second. Lane from Cave City said, hey, everyone keeps bringing up Ole Miss ran up the score on us, but 2 weeks ago when we beat Mississippi State by a similar score, everyone was happy about it and didn't say anything. Well, I don't think anybody's complaining about Ole Miss running up the score. We just acknowledged that they did. Look, in today's world, it's your job to stop them. You can't cry about people running up the score.
But you can still say someone ran up the score.
Yeah,
but it
doesn't mean it's negative.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you hate them forever. And the truth of the matter is, with the transfer portal, there aren't going to be all that many people around that remember anyway.
Happy birthday to Ethan Hawke. He's 54.
I would say so.
Sally Field is 78. Your next president is also 78. It's not his birthday, though. Emma Stone, 36. Happy birthday. If you have a birthday, we'd like to wish you from just all of us here at the Chuck and Bo Show. Happy birthday.
The happiest.
Happy birthday. If you're a friend of Chuck's and he did not shout you out today, I'd like to apologize on his behalf if you were offended by that. 877-377-6963. Wow, the show has just flown by.
Wow.
Reminds me of how a wonderful day with a flight by Yingling goes.
I was thinking the same thing.
The next generation of light beer brewed for the drinker who doesn't want to compromise on flavor or taste, Chuck. Flight by Yingling's 12 ounces, a premium refreshment from America's oldest brewery, 2.6 grams of carbs, only 95 calories, 4.2% ABV. Soon available on Sundays in Fayetteville. It's a premium refreshment, 6 generations in the making. Get out there, keep pushing, crushing. It's a Wednesday, and then raise your glass. A nice cold flight's waiting. Not just any glass, but your flight. By Yingling, the next generation of light beer. It's the Chuck and Bo Show, 847. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Bo, it's good to hear you back on the radio, man. I missed you in the afternoons, and you guys seem to be gelling right along. So it's good to hear both of you on morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Being a Razorback fan isn't just about the game. It's about the community, the tradition, and the moments that matter. At Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks, we understand the importance of those moments. That's why we offer a selection of fine jewelry that goes beyond the ordinary, just like our hogs. Visit Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, where you'll find the perfect piece to celebrate your Razorback spirit and the special moments in your life. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Did you know the CDC reports as many as 3 out of 4 Americans suffer from sleep disorders? The more severe condition is called obstructive sleep apnea, and if left untreated, can increase the risk of death by 17%. It can also lead to conditions like obesity, high blood pressure, heart condition, and stroke. If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options, and thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies provided by one of our own Arkansas surgeons, Dr. Scotty Bolding, there are alternative treatments that may eliminate the need to wear CPAP every night. Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better. Call Dr. Bolding's office today at 479-755-3000 for a consultation and tell them you heard it on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback. Embrace the ho! Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Sully, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here?
We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now, you know.
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport and Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
Good morning, Smack Daddy. What's happening?
What's up, Bald Brotherhood?
There you go.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike
We
Jr.'s
played
Mobile
pretty
Wash,
good
our
against
cleaning services
Kansas. We
include
played
exterior home,
just
fence,
okay.
driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Clarksville Saturday, November 16th and Sunday, November 17th. On Saturday, the doors open from 9 to 5 and Sunday from 9 till 3. The American Patriot Promotions Clarksville Gun Show is at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. Tickets are just $10 per person and only $8 for military and police. Plus, veterans get in for only $5. Children 16 and under are free. Go to AmericanPatriotPromotions.com.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Wherever you are this morning, how old do you think Katy Perry is? What do you think? What do you think, Chuck?
38.
It's right in front of you.
Let me guess, as it says 40 on the page.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Cal's going to open up tonight. He's the
officially
debut. It's the debut of the Razorbacks head coach.
But I'm so happy we played those kind of games to get us ready, because Lipscomb is a lot like Princeton. Back doors, double back doors, curls, shoot a three, big man steps out. They make 15 threes, we can lose the game.
Hey, Lipscomb's a good team. They're a team that'll probably be in the NCAA tournament, probably win their conference. They've been together for a while. They got a couple of their best players that have played together for a while. I think one of them won their Conference Player of the Year a season ago, scored 30 in the opener. I mean, this is a connected team, while Arkansas didn't look as connected at TCU. And I think it'll be a game tonight. Arkansas is a 14.5-point favorite, Chuck, but we're more interested in just kind of seeing these guys develop, or these guys kind of come into their own that have so much talent. Arkansas's got so much talent, but it's going to be critical that they they obviously learn each other, play together. Part of the thing that's happened that Cal talked about in the offseason, or that's happened in the offseason, they've had a lot of injuries. So
they've been nicked up a lot.
They haven't played a lot together.
I'll be anxious to see what they look like when Adu's back. When Nelly's fully healthy. I think they've got plenty of firepower as it is right now. But I'm kind of like you. I want to see a fully healthy John L. Davis, and I'd like to see Jonas Adu out there.
All three big guys out there together, healthy, being able to play in the same game.
Big Z's become. I think he's such a terrific passer. I think he can do. I think he can do a lot of things for you. But this team tonight, look, it's non-conference basketball, and there's lots of good teams out there. And if you apply a football mentality to it and think just because you're bigger and have more money that you're going to win, this is basketball, and you can get beat real quick.
Well, it's been an interesting show today.
It has been an interesting show.
Been a different kind of show. We danced all around politics. We just danced around it like we were at a bar mitzvah, just dancing around the perimeter of the dance floor.
Very similar.
I was thinking today's show is just going to be like a bar mitzvah. That's what I was thinking when I walked in. I've never actually been to a bar mitzvah before, but I was thinking.
But that's what
it's
social
probably
media.
What it's going to be like.
Social media do that for you. It'll take you there.
That's the algorithm.
It'll take you there.
That's the
It'll take you there if you've never been. So Chuck will have the call tonight. The game will be on the Watch ESPN app, and we'll be here to talk about it tomorrow. Dusty Hannes is going to call the game on the app with Brett Dolan. Dusty will join us tomorrow on the show to recap. Also, the Ryan Mallett Family Foundation is having a charity flag football game. A lot of former Razorbacks and former teammates of Ryan's will be participating in this Pros versus the Joes flag football game at Farmington High School on Saturday. We'll have Ryan Mallett's sister, Lauren, on to talk about it, kind of give you some details more. They're going to have a concert. It's going to be a big deal.
I think they'll have a great time, and it'll be very fitting to honor Ryan's memory.
It'd be really cool.
He'd enjoy that.
Chuck, enjoy the game tonight.
All right, I will. Thank you. See you there.
Brought to you in part by First Security Bank, Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric, the Fayetteville Auto Park, Flight by Yingling, and Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. Have a great Wednesday. We'll try and do better tomorrow. The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list. A craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013. With